of your junior high kids. How are the younger Trojans doing right now?
You know, our JVs won the last 2 in a row. They beat Beloit, I think it was 52-6, and then they beat Minneapolis this week 52-6. So, you know, we're kind of got things going with them too. They're understanding what we want to do. The 8th graders last night took a pretty good hit from Beloit, but they continue to get better, you know, and I'm sure they're going to continue to work hard.
This week, preparing for your first district game, it's always big, and we always talk about kind of breaking the season up into 3 games. We're through the first 3 games now. District starts this week, and I want to make sure everybody understands we're going to start district play this week, but then we're going to step out of district play next week with Clay Center. So it's one of those things that's kind of changed, but this is a big game here tonight, isn't it, to kick off districts?
You know, it really is. You know, we talked to the kids about that when this week started. You know, the first 3 games are big to us because they're the next games on our list, but those games are over with, and we do start districts. Everybody's 0-0 right now, which is the way we kind of approach things anyway. You know, I feel like our kids understand what we need to do, and those first 3 games are over with, and we got to concentrate on getting after Halstead.
There were 3 straight seasons, Coach, 2014, 15, and 16. You go into Halstead with a 7-2 football team, and you come out 7-3, and your season's over. I know none of these kids that are on the roster now had anything to do with that. They might have watched in the stands, but how much of that was going to come flooding back into your memory bank when you walk into that stadium?
Well, what's good about this whole deal is that we've been there. We've been down to Halstead. You know, over the last couple of years, we've traveled to places that we hadn't been before, but we've been to Halstead. We kind of know how we approach that. And, those type of things. So I think that's big for us. You know, that was a long time ago. It's probably all of us coaches were here, so it's probably in the back of our mind a little bit. But we got to focus on this season and taking care of what we need to this season. But yeah, to say that I don't remember that, I sure do.
Yeah, and there's some common threads in this game. Derek Reset, the first-year head coach at Halstead, he was a stud at Hutch Trinity when you had a playoff game with them down in Hutchinson. His father, Sean, was the head coach, now the defensive coordinator here at Halstead. And I know they were both very complimentary of Southeast of Saline football and what they should expect tonight. What do you expect out of the Dragons tonight?
You know, I know their kids are going to play hard. We've got 3 films on them and watch those. They always have. They do a great job with them, and they're going to be coached well. They're going to play hard. And they're going to be strong. They play physical. You can tell that on film. So those are the big things. You know, I think we're going to have to be ready to play a football game tonight because they're going to bring everything they got, and it's at their place. So that's even bigger for them.
The rain should be over by game time, but we're going to see 2 things we haven't seen yet so far out of the weather. That's cooler temperatures and possibly a wet field. What are your keys to success tonight for your Trojans?
You know, I think take care of the football. Just be efficient on offense. I think those are big things right there. Take care of the football. Don't have turnovers and put your defense in bad spots. That's not good for anything. But you know, and then play fundamentally sound and physical. We're going to play physical defense tonight. We're fundamentally sound and physical and do what we're supposed to. I think our defense will take care of itself.
Mitch Gebhardt, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys tonight traveling into Halstead. It's their 3rd consecutive road game before they head home next Friday night. They're kicking off district play here tonight. Coach, best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Back with more pregame after this on KINA.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
This has been Countdown to Kickoff. The opening kick is right around the corner.
It's about to get ugly.
Back to the stadium we go for Trojan football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back into Halstead High School. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering. Brian Dennett is on live stream video tonight as you can watch this game live on SalinaPost.com. Also, with our friends in Hutchinson at HutchPost.com, you can see live streaming video, and that's brought to you by the Bank of Tesket. Conditions for football, well, we didn't know yesterday or even this morning, but things have leveled out pretty good. And right now, we are looking at a perfect sunny 75-degree evening, and kickoff comes here in just a few minutes. Also, really no wind to speak of, and by the time we get done with this game, the temperature will be down to 67 degrees. The wind will not be a factor in this game, and it will remain clear skies as we go throughout the evening. Some interesting contests to look at when we look at the Bennington State Bank scoreboard for tonight. One of them is the oldest rivalry west of the Mississippi River, and that is Abilene and Chapman. Those two will mix it up and renew their Dickinson County showdown at the Cowboys Stadium in Abilene. Chapman has taken the last 4 in a row in that series. Andover is at Salina Central. Salina South is at Mays. Bennington is at El Salinas. Those two get together for the first time in a few years. Now both of them playing 8-man football. Sacred Heart is at Belle Plaine. Smoky Valley has the tall task of going into Andale to take on the Indians. Minneapolis is at Sabethus. Solomon is at Little River. Rural Vista and Wakefield hook up. That's a big rivalry as well. Hillsboro is at Ellsworth. And Russ, a big 6-man battle tonight in your home territory. Cunningham is at Teskett tonight. That should be an interesting one. 2 state-ranked teams doing battle in the 6-man ranks.
Yeah, it's a big game there. And you talk about this one, and it kicks off district play. This is kind of what you look forward to. You know, your first games, you want to get warmed up. You want to get the bugs out of the way, per se. And really the only bug so far that Southeast has had, obviously none in the win-loss record, but penalties and turnovers have kind of been higher than Coach Mitch Gebhardt's liking. Luke turning the ball over a couple times against Minneapolis, and then, you know, you want to win the turnover battle every week, and tonight I think will be the first test that if you turn the ball over, what could happen.
Southeast of Saline still in the -1 turnover margin. That means they've turned the ball over one more time than the turnovers they have taken away. They did win the turnover battle last week in Minneapolis, taking 3 turnovers and only turning it over twice in that game. But Southeast of Saline has to cut down on that. And also penalties, I think we saw, especially early on, the offensive unit getting some penalties that set them back. They were able to overcome it against the Minneapolis team. But going on down the road, I think, as you said, starting here in district play and then next week against Clay Center, those penalties, those turnovers may come back to haunt them as we're going through the coin toss right now at midfield. It is Trevor Keller out there as one of the captains. Also out there is Daniel Kerr. And our third guy, it looks like Mac Chambers, out there as well as a captain for Southeast of Saline. Want to be clear that things changing every 2 years, of course, in high school football. The last couple of years, we have had 6 teams in each district. Therefore, you would get 5 district games. Since the reshuffle and the reclassification of football here coming in to 2020 and also again next year in 23, there are 5-team districts. So when you have 5 teams in each district, you can do the math and put it together. There's always going to be an odd man out every single week that does not have a district opponent to play. Next week, that will be Southeast of Saline. We'll step out of district and play 3A Clay Center as the Tigers come in. We have a home-and-home series with them coming up this year and next year. And then we'll step back into district play the following week against Hillsboro. So just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. Tonight is a district game. Next week will not be a district game. But an interesting contest here against Halstead. We talked to Derek Reset quite a bit, not only on the phone earlier today, but also on the field here. And he's excited about the opportunity. He knows this Halstead team has some tradition. They've been down the last couple of years, 2-7, 4-5 records over the last couple of years. And he knows that his team is eventually going to get it together. And I think right now Derek is instilling the point of winning culture and getting back to being a dominant football team that they were in the early years again with Jason Greider as the head coach. Of course, he took off and took a college job, but that's something that he's going to have to do, and he has a young squad that has their hands cut out for them, or tonight that has a task cut out for them, I should say, against the Southeast of Saline team that will start out kicking it off. Southeast of Saline will work from right to left as you view it on video. White tops, purple pants in the opening kickoff. Takes a left turn and goes out of bounds. Be good field position here to start out for the Halstead Dragons. Dragons will come out. We don't know who the quarterback is, will be, or will continue to be throughout this game. We'll see 2 guys playing quarterback. One of them a junior, 6 foot, 151 pounds. It's Tucker Devine. The other quarterback will be Braxton Creed. Is a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. When they are not playing quarterback, they will be playing wide receiver out on the field still. Owen Farmer is one of the running backs in this flexbone set. Joey Millspaw, another running back. And the hard runner is the fullback, Skylar Gear. He is a senior in this backfield stacked with underclassmen of sophomores and juniors. They're going to drive southeast of Saline back 5 yards and make them re-kick it. Obviously, had a chance to return here.
Yeah, because that kickoff went out of bounds right at about the 35-yard line, I think is where it crossed. So you weren't going to lose or gain any field position, so you might as well have him re-kick.
Interesting to see here if Wyatt Boyd uncorks this. He does not. He's going to pop it up right in the middle of the field. Halstead communicating about it. Now the Dragons will take it right at the middle, and a tackle by Evan Watkins as he comes right across the 40-yard line to about the 41. Want to forgive you, our stats will be very unofficial in this game because this field here in Halstead does not have any hash marks. They also do not have any yard markers. Also, the orange, what do you want to call those things? Ramps, markers, are on the far side on the southeast of Saline side. So a lot of times tonight, we'll just be honest with you, we're guessing. I do know that Halstead will start out here 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. First possession of the game as we get underway. Flexbone set, one wide receiver on each side for the Dragons. One guy will go in motion here. It'll be a sneak right in the middle, and a big run here for Skylar Gear. Gear into the second level. Big run still. 40, 30, 20. Cuts it back at the 15. Looking at the 10. Steps out at the 5. And finally brought down there by Jake Gebhardt. And this Halstead team has something to be excited about as they are already in the red zone here after the first play of the game against southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and something you don't really see Southeast give up a lot is the big run play. Last week, the big run play for Minneapolis was the first play of the game, and then they were pretty much held in check the rest of the night. But a great run right there by the hard-running Skylar Gear to get this game started.
54 yards by Skylar Gear. Under center. Here comes the quarterback now. He's going to give it back to Gear. He's going to come right up the middle, flirting with the goal line. Actually, with the 5-yard line, and then brought down there.
Yeah, yard markers, like you said, they're not marked, so I thought that was a goal line as well. So looks like they're going to spot this one at about the 6, maybe it looks like.
That's a 5-yard carry. Now 54 yards on the first 2 carries for Skylar Gear. Football setting just outside of the 5-yard line at the 6. Opening drive, first 2 offensive plays underway and successes so far for the Dragons. This offensive line for Halstead, they are big, and they will lead this flexbone set. One wide receiver to the left-hand side, 2 wing backs now. One will go in motion. They sneak it back into Gear. He gets inside the 5 to the 4, and then he's driven back behind by Caden Isaacson and Mac Chambers. Isaacson low, Chambers high, and that'll bring up now a 3rd down and 5 after a 1-yard gain.
And you see Isaacson and Chambers do that very often as you look at the stats for tackling, and both of them lead the team in tackling with the exact same amount of tackles this year.
Both of them 26 tackles coming into this game from that middle linebacker spot. 3rd down and 3. Halstead can get a first down before the goal line, a yard out. So it's 3rd down and 3 from the 4. Flexbone set again, 2 wing backs. Gear is the lone setback. They're going to give it to the wing back, and Halstead's going to lose 2 on this play. They tried to sneak it in on the sweep that time to Owen Farmer, and Farmer dead in the rights of that southeast of Saline defense as he goes backwards to the 6-yard line. Now a big decision here on 4th down. 4th down and about 5. And it looks like Halstead will go for the kick.
And we saw them warming up here for about the last, hour and a half we got here, and their kicker has plenty of leg to get it there.
Thomas Burns is a senior. They're going to put this down at the 16-yard line. We'll call it a 26-yard attempt. Placement is down. The kick is up. It's going to hook left, and it is good. 9:38 left to go in the first quarter. A 26-yard field goal by Halstead. They have taken the lead 3-0 as we take a break here on KINA.
Put up more hay crop in less time with the Case IH Premium Round Balers. The RB565 Premium Round Baler from Case IH consistently builds bales even in varying crop and field conditions. With an overshot feeder and 5-bar pickup, the Case IH RB565 Premium Round Baler allows you to maximize your productivity on every pass. To find out more on the Case IH RB565 Premium Round Baler, see Can Equip in Salina.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Good drive there by the Halstead Dragons, a 59-yard drive as they go down the field in a little less than 6 minutes. It ends up with a 26-yard field goal by Thomas Burns. Burns gets 3, and this is the first time so far this season the southeast of Saline has been behind.
Yeah, and I think you go with that bend, don't break mentality. It's just like last week. Minneapolis busts off a 12-yard play, the first play of the game, and only ended up with 14 yards the first half. Mind you, they give up 50-plus on one play here. but down inside the red zone, they were able to keep them out.
Burns will kick it away now. He is looking back deep at Nate Friesen and Michael Murray. A couple of burners, might be the two fastest guys on the field. Here comes Burns on the approach. He's going to squib it, kick it away from those guys. Evan Watkins will take it, and he will go down at the 37-yard line where Luke Gebhardt and the Southeast of Saline offense will come out. Last week, Luke Gebhardt found 6 different receivers for completions, went 14 of 17 for 206 yards, 4 touchdowns passing, and 1 interception. He also had 8 carries, 31 yards, and a rushing touchdown on the ground. Nathan Friesen had 11 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown in the rushing game, also had a reception of 24 yards. Friesen lines up directly behind Luke Gebhardt. They go heavy to the right-hand side, trip wide receivers, screen pass out to Murray, makes the first man miss. Look out. Here's Murray now to 45, down to the 50, onto the Halstead side of the field at the 48-yard line, and a first down in one play for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, great job, great play call right there. Gebhardt gets it quick out to Murray, who should be well rested as Murray did not play last week against Minneapolis.
15 yards on the first play. Luke Gebhardt out to Michael Murray at the 48-yard line in Halstead territory. Here's the shotgun snap back. Friesen takes it, and then it looked like he tripped maybe over Luke Gebhardt's feet after Luke Gebhardt executed the handoff there. Friesen falls for a loss of about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, tough break right there for Nate Friesen. It looked like the hole just widened up. The offensive line did a great job, just unable to get his footing.
Back to the 49 where it's second down and 11. 3 wide receivers now make it 4 to the left-hand side as they empty the backfield. A total of 5 wide receivers. Gebhardt rolling out, wants to run. Now he passes it to Michael Murray. Murray over here flirting with the 36-yard line, and he is brought down there after a gain of 12 and a first down.
Once again, we see it where they allow Gebhardt to roll him out of the pocket once again. We've seen that a lot this year. Not a lot of plays where Gebhardt has stayed in the pocket. It's a designed rollout to his weak hand to throw it for a first down.
Ball at the 37-yard line in Dragon territory again. 5 wide receivers. Murray in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Now Luke Gebhardt straight ahead, and he will get a gain of about 3 on his first carry of the night. Gebhardt puts the football inside of the 35 at the 34 as Southeast of Saline continues this march into Halstead territory. Dragons off to an early start here. They lead at 3-0.
Kind of a difference this year for Southeast, averaging 197 yards a game on the ground.
Pistol formation. Landon Allen is in tight. They fake it to Friesen. Now Gebhardt rolls out. Wants to go deep down the field. Throws it on the run. Beautiful catch up high. And it's the sophomore Tucker Thaxton climbing the ladder and bringing it in for Southeast of Saline.
And a great throw by Luke Gebhardt, throwing it exactly only where Tucker Thaxton can go up and get it. Tucker giving up size. A great job going up and high point in the football.
21 yards to Tucker Thaxton. Southeast running it again. Here's Friesen off right tackle, and he'll punch it into the end zone. 14 yards away, Nathan Friesen gets the first touchdown for Southeast of Saline, and just like that, Southeast is back out in front.
Yeah, and a great drive right there. Killed about 2 minutes off the clock. Just a nice, easy 6-play drive, getting positive yards every time, and that line opened up just perfect for Friesen to walk it into the end zone.
Here's the swinging gate now for Southeast of Saline. They go heavy to the left. Jake Gebhardt by himself on the right-hand side. Luke now wants to roll that way. Being chased, Gear after him. Luke fading away, throws it in the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away, and Southeast of Saline comes up empty. 7:42 left to play here. First quarter, Trojans back out in front, 6-3 here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
We mentioned after Halstead scored, that was the first time Southeast of Saline had been behind on the scoreboard so far this season. It didn't even last 2 minutes as the Trojans go down. They get a touchdown. The cap on the drive was a 14-yard Nathan Friesen touchdown set up by a big pass play by Luke Gebhardt to Tucker Thaxton.
Yeah, and his 7th rushing touchdown right there by Nathan Friesen. We saw him in Beloit really get the heavy load inside the Can-Equip red zone late and really all game there as he did a great job getting it in end zone.
Wyatt Boyd has them all lined up. He's ready to kick it away again. See if he makes Halstead return one here. This is going to be a high, medium kick, and it'll be taken back at the 30-yard line and then brought out to about the 34 on a short return that time. A host of Trojans in on the tackle, led by, see who that was, Slade Johnson was one of the first ones in there. Josiah Monday also in there as well for Southeast of Saline.
See if Southeast now, you know Halstead's going to come out and run the football. You don't know who's going to be back there in the backfield running, throwing, wide receivers. So
a couple of wing backs out. 3 wide receivers for Halstead this time. They're going to run it. Gear right up the gut. He is piled up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a yard on that first carry on the second drive here for the Halstead Dragons.
Yeah, and a great job there by the right end, trying to wait for a number to pull up. Well, it actually was a cornerback, Landon Allen, coming up and making a great shooting the gap inside and filling the hole right there.
Landon Allen had a game last week against Minneapolis, over 100 yards receiving, led the team in tackles. He was just all over the place in that game, and I think really for the first time we saw Landon Allen's jets as he got out in the open field and just ran away from everybody on a touchdown run. They put Gear now back into the backfield. They still stick with 3 wide receivers, so 1 wing back for the Halstead Dragons. There's play action now rolling out the pass. They're going to loft one up, left-hand side, looking deep, going for it on the catch, and it's going to be made just outside of the 30-yard line. That was quarterback to quarterback. Tucker Devine looking for Braxton Creed, and a long pass play down to the 29.
Yeah, and that football had ice on it when it came back down. That thing hung in the air forever, and Wyatt Boyd just never got his head turned around to locate the football before it was too late.
36 yards for the Dragons. That was a big play in the passing game. Halstead now pitching out, wanting to run it right-hand side, and this one Southeast of Saline is going to deny. 2-yard loss as the crowd on the opposite side wearing purple starts to get into it.
Yeah, a great job right there by all 3 up front. Keller, Monday, Slade Johnson, I believe, out there. Just a great job by all 3 of them to go lateral on the line of scrimmage and turn it up just enough where they filled the gaps and was able to stop him for a 2-3-yard loss, it looks like.
Joey Millspaw in on that carry. Loss of 2. That'll back Halstead up now to the 32-yard line. Might even lost 3 on that play. Second down and long. Millspaw will take up residency as he left wing back. Owen Farmer will take the right wing back, and we'll have a timeout here on the field. First timeout taken by Halstead. That'll leave them with 2 remaining, and we'll take a break. 5:54 left to go here in the first quarter. 6-3. Southeast of Saline leads it here on KINA.
At home or on the road, K4 Garage will keep you moving. With over 12 years of mechanic experience, owner Nick Trout will diagnose and repair your engine to keep you in the game. Full service gas, diesel, or tires. K4 Garage also has a fully stocked convenience store with snacks and drinks. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday from 9 until 3. Trust K4 Garage with keeping you on the road. And if it has oil, they can change it at K4 Garage in Gypsum.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
5:45 left to go here first quarter. Glad you are listening on KINA or watching on live stream video. I want to say hi to our guest, not only on Salina Post, but also on Hutch Post, watching this Halstead Southeast of Saline matchup here tonight. It's presented by the Bank of Tesket. 2 wingbacks here for Halstead as they've once again driven into Southeast of Saline territory. Second down and long. Here's Millspaw in motion. They're going to give it to Gear, and Gear will cross the 30-yard line, get to the 29 before he is gang tackled after a gain of 3.
Yeah, and a great job right there by Isaacson coming up the middle. Mac Chambers as well, just filling that gap on that second level as the front 3 seem that they have their work cut out for them tonight.
Third down and 10 at the 29-yard line. Halstead trying to stay balanced here, but they've only thrown 1 pass. Their coach, Derek Reset, told me that's their goal. Here's another pass down the right-hand sideline. It's going to be picked. They went to the well one too many times. This time they tried the veteran on the left-hand side of that Southeast of Saline defense, Jake Gebhardt. He climbed the ladder, brought the pass in, and took it away for the Southeast defense.
And Jake did 2 good things right there. One, high pointing the football before the right wide receiver, but also, Devin, keeping his footing at about the 2-yard line and staying up, and got into the end zone, so it turns into a touchback and comes out to the 20 instead of being down inside the 5-yard line.
This is where Halstead's going to feel the pressure now because that Southeast of Saline offense is back out onto the field. They're going to go 3 wide receivers to the left-hand side. Jake Gebhardt a single to the right. Nate Friesen is in the backfield. He's left hip. Actually, this is a different set. Nope, Luke Gebhardt. Friesen was in tight, and I thought he was going to come around for a pitch, maybe a little bit of an option play, but it was a fake. Gebhardt kept it and lost 2 on the play.
Yeah, really no time right there to let that play develop. Defensive front right now for Halstead, hanging on their own right now during the run, just giving up big pass plays early in that first drive.
That'll move this line of scrimmage back to the 19-yard line, 2nd down and 12. Here's the shotgun back to Gebhardt. Luke looking. He wants to throw over the middle. He had Landon Allen in mind, and the ball is tipped and incomplete.
Yeah, and a great job there by the defensive back for Halstead. Once he realized that ball was tipped, Landon Allen was going back for it, and he went ahead and hit him, which negates the pass interference on the defense when the ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, once it's tipped by a lineman or by somebody at the line of scrimmage, you can go ahead and just take the wide receiver down. 4:33 left to go here, first quarter. 3rd down and 11. Staring Southeast of Saline in the face. They're backed up at their own 19-yard line. This Halstead team has been game here early on against the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A. Gebhardt empties the backfield, goes 5 wide receivers, 3 to the right. Fakes the pass, little shoulder shake. Now he's taken off and running. Has the first down at the 30, 35, twisting to the 40, still on his feet, looking to the 45, now all the way to the 49-yard line. Holy cow, a 31-yard gain on 3rd down and 12 for Luke Gebhardt.
And a great play call right there by the Southeast of Saline coaching staff. Just a quick little draw play and a great job by the front 5 up front. And then the running back, Nathan Friesen, coming across from his split-out position to make a good block at the middle linebacker.
Southeast wanting to go quick here. It's 1st down and 10 at their own 49. Gebhardt rolling out right. Luke looking, being chased. He has somebody at his ankles, doesn't phase him. Now he's going to let it go back to the middle of the field, and a one-handed catch by Michael Murray. Murray now trying to get away. He does. 2 broken tackles. He's at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, to the 5, and then steps out of bounds there. And a late hit out of bounds. They're going to say touchdown. Murray got it inside the pylon. 51 yards away, Michael Murray says, I'm a state track champion. Look at me run.
And let's go back to the start of that play. Luke Gebhardt's rolling out to the right, had to hurdle one tackler right there, had plenty of time, threw that clear across his body over Murray's head, able to get up, one hand snatch it out of the air, bring it back in, offhand, never touching the football, and able to tightrope and outrun everybody on the field.
Yeah, his offhand, as you said, Russ, never touched the football as he just hooked that in, then broke 2 tackles. Here's the fake to Murray on then around. Luke Gebhardt rolling out to the right, trying to get this 2-point conversion. Lollipop in the back of the end zone to Jake Gebhardt, and Southeast of Saline gets their extra point back. A 2-point conversion with 3:51 left to go. Southeast of Saline has flipped the tables here on the Dragons. They have reeled off 14 straight points as they lead a 14-3 here on KINA.
Maybe you don't play quarterback or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore. But just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawnsalina.com.
Back here in Halstead, we're at Hess Field, home of the Dragons. 14-3 now, Southeast of Saline leading over these Halstead Dragons, who started out with a 3-0 lead.
And just very versatile this year, really kind of 50-50 if you look at the stats, the rushing touchdowns that Nathan Friesen had. Now, is that 5-6 touchdowns now for Luke Gebhardt through 3 games and a quarter here, so a great job being versatile.
Wyatt Boyd this time will put a high end over end kick to the right-hand side. It'll be taken to the 30, and once again, Halstead bringing it back for about a 5-yard gain. Looks like they might have got 6 on that return. Boy, that catch by Michael Murray, I think we can talk about that all night long, but unless you were watching on Salina Post, we cannot do it justice. You had to see that catch to believe it.
Yeah, he climbed the ladder right there. That extra 2 feet he needed, just reached up, and when I say snatched it out of the air, he snatched it right out of the air, broke one tackle, and then just outran everybody.
Just incredible. From the 36, Halstead now trying to get some levity back to this first quarter. 3:45 left to go. They'll run it to the left-hand side. Here's Millspaw, and he's going to take it flirting to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the play for Halstead.
And a great job right there. You know, a great fake kind of trap play almost to get Southeast overflowing to the near side of the field towards us and then able to go back for positive yards.
Actually gave him 4 on that carry. Second down and 6 from the 40. Dragons running this 2 wide receiver set now as they come out to the near side. There'll be a receiver also to the far side. Inside handoff to Skylar Gear, and Gear is piled backwards. They do say he did get a half yard on the play.
Yeah, and they almost ran that same play right there except for without the motion. It was kind of more of a trap, off right, 1 step, go back to the left side of the offensive line, and a great job once again by the front 5 of this Southeast defense to fill them holes for a minimal gain.
Scoreboard says 3rd down and 40 to go. I think it should be 3rd down and about 6 at the 40.
They don't have hash markers to go off of either.
3rd down and 6. 1 wide receiver on each side. Millspaw goes in motion. They're going to sneak it inside, and this will go on the inside carry to Joey Millspaw.
Yeah, and Landon Allen did a great job right there. He kind of set up outside to force it back in. The pulling guard came over to come get him, and he spun a complete 360 right back into the hole and met Millspaw right there for a short gain.
Halstead out to the 42-yard line. You wonder what their thought process is right now, trying to keep up with the Southeast of Saline team. I know they don't want to punt and give it back to this Trojan offense. It is 4th down and 5. They may be trying to go for a hard count here by looking at the sticks on the far side. Looks like it would give them a first down if Southeast should happen to jump off sides. Long count here, under center by Tucker Devine. Now he stands up out of his crouch, and a delay of game taken here, and Halstead's going to bring the punting unit on.
And a good job to be disciplined right there. We saw Southeast earlier in the year when they were put in a similar situation like that. It was short yardage to go and did jump off sides, and it was allowed them to get the first down. So a great job by that defense.
I think it might be a skunk in the woods behind us here. So 4th down and 9. Drives Halstead back to their own 37 in punt formation. It's a loose snap, and now they're in trouble. They got to get away. Here comes the kicker, Thomas Burns, to the left-hand side, looking for the first down. It looks like he got it. He's going to pay the price on a big hit over there on the sidelines, but Burns, give him all the credit in the world. Not only did he manage to get that punt up out of the lawn, but he took off to a sprint on the left-hand side. I want to think about playing him a wide receiver a little bit because that dude had some wheels.
Yeah, just kind of a double unfortunate right there for Southeast. The punter bobbled the snap, came down, was able to keep his composure. 2 Southeast guys ran right by him, and all he had to do was seal the corner off and he had a wide open spot, knew right where the stick was at. As soon as he got past the stick, he paid the price, but a great job right there to hold your composure.
13 yards by Thomas Burns. Dragons now have a 1st down and 10 at their own 48. They try to run it off to the left-hand side, and there's nothing happening over there as Mac Chambers comes in and introduces himself.
And that was Braden Logan right there, who they brought in at that fullback position, a little bigger guy to try to free up something in the middle, and there was nothing doing there.
Braden Logan plays on defense, had a little spell in there on offense. Lost 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12. Ball back to the 46-yard line as Halstead's trying to cross the midfield stripe once again for the 3rd time tonight. Here's play action. It's Trevor Keller, and he's going to have a big quarterback sack back at the 33-yard line. Trevor Keller came sprinting in from that left-hand side, never gave the quarterback any kind of chance there as he was able to come in and bury Tucker Devine, who comes off the field to confer now with his coach.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Keller there. Devine kind of pump fake a little bit, and a lot of times you see linemen leave their feet to try to knock the pass down. Trevor Keller just kept the motor going and just ran him right over and had no chance to get it.
He had one mission there, didn't he? That's going to put Halstead from the 46 back to the 36, now bring up a 3rd down and 23 after they lost 13 yards.
And the play clock is about 1 second short of the game clock, so they're going to have to run a play right here.
Running out of time, they get to the line of scrimmage, down to 1, down to none. They're going to get it off just in time. They're going to try to run it inside once again with Gear, and he is a pinball amongst purple and white as he's bouncing around in there, maybe got a yard, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Halstead came out. They scored the first 3 on the opening drive. Since then, Southeast of Saline has posted 14. That's their score at the end of 1. Southeast of Saline's Trojans 14, Halstead's Dragons 3. You're listening and watching on SalinaPost.com. Brought to you by the Bank of Tesket.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Asaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure you are fueled up and ready for whatever may be around the corner, no matter what time of day. Now live at Asaria Oil and Hardware, 24/7 pumps. No matter what time of day or night, your gas and diesel tanks can rely on us. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Asaria Oil and Hardware, located in Asaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Checking the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, the Dickinson County Showdown has its first score. Chapman goes up 6-0 over Abilene, and also our state-ranked 6-man battle, Cunningham out by 20+ over Tesket early on. 14-3 here. Halstead in punt formation, another suspect snap. Back to Thomas Burns. He is going to catch it and get this punt away as it's going to roll dead just inside the 30-yard line, and Southeast of Saline will take over once again. So far, Southeast, they're 2 for 2 on drives as they trail by 3 early on in this contest. Since then, they have reeled off 14 in a row.
Yeah, and since giving up that first play of the game, Devin, that was 50-plus yards. Kind of saw it similar how it started last week. It wasn't the biggest play last week that gave it up, but they gave up one big play, and then it was buttoned down from there on out.
3 wide receivers to the right. Gebhardt sneaks it into the hands of Friesen. Look out, Friesen already into the second level. He cuts to the outside, and he's going to barrel roll down to the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 19 for Nate Friesen.
Yeah, and Joey Millspaw probably saved a touchdown right there as Friesen was running free down the middle of the field.
Southeast already back up to the line of scrimmage, ready to go. 1st down and 10 at their own 48. Back to Friesen. He wants to sweep, trying to come to the near side. A couple of Dragons diving at him, and now they're going to pick him up and slam him down to the ground right there at the 48 after no gain.
Yeah, and Skylar Gear, if you want to talk about a form tackle on how to tackle somebody, that is exactly what he did right there. Just head on the outside, and feet never stop moving, picked him up and able to put him to the ground for a short gain right there.
Ball on the 49 now for Southeast of Saline after about a 1.5-yard gain. Didn't seem like that, but that's what they give him credit for. Right at the 50-yard line. Here's the fake to Murray on the end around. Jake Gebhardt back up the middle. He's slicing through this Halstead defense. He's inside the 40 and brought down at the 38-yard line after a gain of 12 for Gebhardt.
And it's almost, Devin, like the flip switch from last year. You had the 2-headed monster with Pogue and Murray, and now you really got a 4-headed monster that anybody that can run the ball with Friesen, Murray, Gebhardt, Thaxton, Allen, anybody in there can carry the football.
1st down and 10 at the Halstead 38. Southeast going to work here. A little out route left-hand side. Tucker Thaxton catches it, does a dance, now gets to the outside. He's going to have the 1st down after a gain of 10. Boy, Thaxton's so twitchy as he gets the ball in his hands, and we just keep seeing this young sophomore get better and better every single night out.
Yeah, and that ball was low right there, and I think they're going to mark him about a half-yard short right there. So a great job by Thaxton, just a 1-2 move, and if the second guy wasn't flowing over, that might have had touchdown written on it too. So a great job right there by Tucker Thaxton.
Yeah, you're right. It was a heck of a catch, bringing that one off the top of the grass. 2nd and short. Luke with a little pump fake. Now he wants to go long, left-hand side. That ball gets away from him, and it's broken up on the back end by Halstead's defense. That was Braxton Krieg, the defensive back over there. maybe could have had intercepted, but you see that ball came out of Luke's hand. It was not a good ball.
Yeah, and I think Landon Allen might have cut that route off just a little short because I think Gebhardt wanted him to go back and fade towards the corner of the end zone after that pump fake. So just very fortunate right there that they did not come down with the football.
Sunset, beautiful night, clear sky here in Halstead. Sun is not a factor at all now in this game. Neither is the wind. No breeze to speak of. Here's the fake to Murray, coming around now back to Friesen. Friesen has to break through an ankle tackle at the line of scrimmage, then he plunges ahead for 2. So far, 5 carries, 35 yards for Nathan Friesen, and a touchdown.
Yeah, and averaging 5.8 yards a carry, so he's right at about it, just a little over, but a great job right there, knowing just to get enough, had to break 1 tackle, reach the ball out to get the first down.
It is a first down for the Trojans, first down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Luke has to knock the snap down. Now he picks it up. He's looking for somewhere to go, and he is going to lose about 3. Back to the 30-yard line on the bad snap for Southeast of Saline. Luke kind of went down low to his right to stick his arm down, knocked it down, picked it up off the ground, and then was searching for somewhere to go and found no room.
Yeah, and I think that might have been a combination of a little bit of a low snap, but it looked like Gebhardt may have pulled his head up to look a little bit to get downfield, a little eager before he got the football.
Now 2nd and 13 from the 30. Gebhardt, empty backfield this time, wants to go to the right-hand side. It's Murray again in the middle of the field at the 20. He gets to the 15, steps out of the tackle, now goes to the 10, takes on more contact, and he's going to be just inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. A gain of super fast 22 yards for Michael Murray.
And we were down there on the field when they were warming up, and I just kind of looked at Michael Murray, and I kind of made eye contact, and it just looked like he was ready to play after not being able to go last week. He was ready this week.
Already, unofficially, over 100 yards. Here's Gebhardt now, rolling out to the right-hand side, has the ball tucked, meets a tackler, now plunges ahead, and he gets to the 5-yard line on a gain of 3.
And he did a great job of getting down when he did because there was 2 missiles coming in from that backside. So a great job there knowing that contact is coming, but you have to get down in that situation.
Southeast looking to add on here to their 14-3 lead. 8:49 left to go here before halftime. 2nd down and goal at the 5. Dragons showing blitz. Here comes Murray underneath. Takes the end around this time. Has Landon Allen out in front. Murray's going to cut it back and score easily. There's a flag on the play. Or no, there's not.
No, I was just pointing at Landon Allen, sorry. Just had an absolute clear-out block right there to free Murray to get into the end zone. But a great drive right there, a good sustained drive, a heavy dose of the run, and 1 pass, long pass in there to Murray and Thaxton. But a great job right there.
5-yard touchdown run for Michael Murray. As now Southeast sets up to go for 2. They fake it to both Friesen, Murray, the defense splits, and Jake Gebhardt goes right up Broadway as he's able to score once again on the 2-point conversion. 8:38 left to go. Here in the first half, it is 22-3, Southeast of Saline as the Trojans continue to march on here on KINA.
Kansas Wesleyan University is proud to offer bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and emergency management, with both programs available on campus and online. Graduates have gone on to positions in the Secret Service, various police departments, the Kansas Court of Appeals, and to serve as county officials right here in the Sunflower State. Want to know more? Visit kwu.edu today. That's kwu.edu.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
The tally now for Southeast of Saline on the run. Almost Trojan-like on the basketball court when you have Bryson Flax over there calling the plays. It is now 22-0 after trailing by 3. 8:38 left to go here in the second quarter. At halftime, we will not have head coach Mitch Gebhardt because something in the stadium does not like our field mic. And there's, dare I say, ghosts somewhere. But they just don't like our field mic here. It does not work. So we'll let Coach Gebhardt go tend to his team. He also has about a quarter mile to walk to get into the locker room over on the other campus, which I believe is the middle school here. Wyatt Boyd, high, end-over-end kick. He's going to angle it to the right. Halstead does a good job inside the 25, getting that kick, and now a big return here by the Dragons. They're going to bring it all the way out to the 48. Good field position to start here for the Halstead Dragons.
Yeah, that was a great job there by the return team to set it up. They kind of grouped around, and he caught the ball, and they caught 2 key blocks, and he was 1 tackle away from being in a foot race. I wouldn't say potential touchdown, but a great foot race right there, but a great job by Halstead to set them up in great field position, their best of the night.
Breeson Bigley, one of the sophomores on this Halstead team. This team is loaded with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. They have a few seniors, but most of it's underclassmen here for first-year head coach Derek Reset. From the 48, Dragons, double wing back. They'll go to the short side of the field, and a big hit that's going to clean out the Halstead running back. This one coming from Daniel Kerr. Oh, my.
Yeah, and Daniel Kerr came in like his hair was on fire right there. The outside corner on that did a great job of pursuing that play and allowing it to turn back inside. And Daniel Kerr coming from the safety spot, just an absolute rocket and a great tackle for a short loss right there.
So 1 yard loss for Owen Farmer. Second down and 11 for the Dragons. Inside 8 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Here's Millspaw in motion. Fake the pitch. Back to pass, over the top, and there are bodies flying everywhere as there's a Dragon down, a Trojan down, and a Trojan going to get the football that went over the top of everybody. That was Wyatt Boyd.
Yeah, and I think that the receiver fell down, but I think there was incidental feet contact there. You go back to that last play, score that one down for Kerr for a tackle for loss, making his 4th on the year from his safety spot.
You also have to ask yourself if that ball was even catchable. It was over the top of almost everybody. Third down and 11. That incomplete pass stops the clock with 7:48 left to go here second quarter. Halstead with 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gear is the lone setback. He'll help block. Devine having to get out of the pocket. He's being chased. Here comes Mac Chambers now, and a big hit. 3 different Trojans converge on Tucker Devine at the same time, led by Chambers, Kerr, and Cameron Whitty. They were all there at the same time.
And Daniel Kerr covered about 14 yards right there because he was deep in coverage and came up to stop that play with Chambers and a host of what we see every week of gang tackling by this Trojan defense.
Still a 5-yard gain, though, by Tucker Devine. Did a nice job getting out of there, and it gets bring up 4th down here for the Dragons. 4th down and 7. They're at the southeast of Saline 48-yard line. 1 wide receiver, everybody in tight. Here comes Millspaw in motion. They're going to fake it to him. Devine under pressure once again. He gets it out to Gear. He has work to do, though, trying to get to the sideline, and he's going to be tackled 2 yards short at the 43-yard line. It'll be a turnover on downs as this Trojan defense gets off the field once again.
Yeah, and you give up, 6 yards on that, but they needed 8. So a great job right there, and really a great play call as they had blockers out in front over their 4 Gear, but a great job of pursuing the football after the catch by the Southeast defense, taking the correct angles to keep them short of first down.
So Southeast of Saline will take over in very good field position here, the best of the night, at their own 43-yard line. 6:55 left to go and plenty of time to continue this 22-0 run. The Trojans lead at 22-3. Luke Gebhardt in a pistol with Friesen. He pitches it out with one hand. Friesen looking for space. Gets a block out here on the outside, but then it is Joey Gear coming in. Just too many Dragons there to block, and now we have a lot of pushing, shoving, and a lot of extracurricular activities. Southeast of Saline clapping their hands, walking back to the huddle. We'll see who it's on.
Yep.
We saw a lot of that on that last kickoff for Southeast, too.
Yeah, and that same tackle that Skylar Gear had on the last time where he you can't really pick him up and then
I'm surprised he got away with it the first time.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up on the first one there. So, a great job of form tackling.
That was actually a double-leg takedown. That time it was more pronounced. And even if you watched the NFL, you saw Derwin James do that to Travis Kelsey on Thursday night a week ago. No penalty on the play, but then the league office got hold of the video and fined him after that. You can't even do that in the NFL. At the 42 now, across the 50, here's Luke Gebhardt. He wants to air it out, wants to go down the left-hand side, has Tucker Thaxton. That ball's going to bounce at about the 5-yard line. Thaxton couldn't catch up with it, and beautiful coverage out there by the Halstead Dragons. Step for step was Joey Millspaw.
Yeah, great job right there by Millspaw, not going for that pump fake. But I think if you're Luke Gebhardt, you're okay with that throw because we've seen him in the last couple weeks underthrow a few balls that have been intercepted. So that one, either Thaxton was going to run under it or it was going to land on the field.
So far, 6 out of 9 throwing the football for Luke Gebhardt. But they've taken some shots in this game that we haven't seen them take, streaking down the sidelines. 4 wide receivers on the left, and this will be procedure against Southeast of Saline. Somebody left early on that left-hand side.
Yeah, and I think the snap was just late getting back as everybody went before the ball. Gebhardt was already leaning backwards and was expecting the ball. So once again, a penalty, shooting yourself in the foot here and putting you back in 2nd and long.
Second down and 15 now after the incomplete pass, then the penalty. Again, 4 wide receivers to the left. Jake Gebhardt, a solo to the right. Luke takes the shotgun snap. Now he's being chased. Flushed out of the pocket. Has to go to the left-hand side. All the way back to the 40. Now he reverses field again. And he's going to have to throw it away to the left. And that ball did not go to the line of scrimmage out there in the flat. They're going to say Landon Allen was in proximity to get the football as he came back to his quarterback. And that's the key there, isn't it, Russ?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. It saved a penalty right there. Landon Allen knowing he had to get back to the football because the ball was not going to go back to the line of scrimmage. But a questionable play to try to spin out of that when you're already 17 yards deep in the backfield to try to throw it away. So I think you're going to chalk that one up to number 7, Landon Allen, to bail him out.
Adler Davidson, the senior at linebacker, all over Luke Gebhardt that time as he came in on the blitz from his middle linebacker spot. Now 3rd down and 15 for Southeast of Saline. Friesen in the backfield. Gebhardt, though, will roll away. He'll throw a screen back to Friesen. Friesen drops the football, and it's incomplete. Boy, this Halstead defense doing some things here on this series to Southeast of Saline that the Trojans aren't used to doing.
Yeah, and we also we saw 1 run play so far on that drive. The run you've been getting positive 6-7 yards on the run up the middle of the field, and now you're going to bring out the punt team for the first time in a long time.
3rd time all year that Southeast of Saline has punted the football. That was a stat that slapped me right in the forehead last night when I was going over charts. The Southeast has only punted it twice. This will be the 3rd attempt all year. Back deep is Owen Farmer for the Dragons. This ball's going to bounce, go inside the 15, flirt with the 10, and then come to rest at the 11-yard line where Halstead will have not great field position, but they didn't give up any points there, and their defense looked much better.
Yeah, and after them first 3 drives that Southeast had to drive right down the field and really unattested, a great job there by Halstead to stop them. An update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard in the Dickinson County Showdown. Abilene takes the lead 7-6 with 6:17 to go in the first half.
That means one team has a field goal kicker and one team doesn't, right?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that means.
22-3 here, Southeast of Saline still on a 22-0 run. Halstead trying to answer some of that as Tucker Devine runs the fake. He goes off right tackle. And this is an interesting offensive line for head coach Derek Grissett. He told us on the field before the game, his line here at Halstead is bigger than the line he had last year at Hutch High for the Salt Hawks. I mean, these guys are averaging 204 pounds, but one of the guards is 172, and they're playing because of injury. You got 257, 210, 214. It's a big physical group.
Yeah, and Josiah Monday and group up front are really, you're going to be battle-tested for the rest of this game up front.
2nd down and 6. Here's Devine rolling out. He's going left. He's a right-hander. Has a receiver, and it's off the fingertips that time of his intended receiver, Braxton Creed. And in there chasing Tucker Devine all the way over to the sideline, delivering a shot, was Mac Chambers.
Yeah, and one guy you'll see, Mac Chambers, his motor never stops running on that field. He had a lot of ground to cover right there as Tucker Devine was rolling out to the left side and was able to run him down, but a great job right there, and now you got 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 from their own 16-yard line. Halstead looking to do something with it here. 3 receivers, 2 on the left-hand side. They also have a wingback on the left. For quarterback Tucker Devine, he ducks under center. Now this one is going to be stopped as Halstead has called a timeout. We'll step away. 5:29 left to go here in the second quarter. Southeast of Saline leads at 22-3 here on KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
22-3, Southeast of Saline leading. 5:29 left to go before halftime. On the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report, we'll have a chance to check up on Southeast of Saline cross country. The big invitational yesterday in the off-road warrior event, because it was a little bit muddy. Wade Castleman will fill us in. It was a good day to be a Trojan yesterday on the campus of SES. One of the teams, I won't tell you which one, had runners finish first, second, third, fourth, and 10th.
You got 5:29 to figure out who that was, so don't think too hard on it.
2 timeouts taken here by Halstead. They have 1 remaining. Here's a big 3rd down and 7. Devine passes to the right-hand side, the left-hand side of his offense. As a receiver, it's caught, and a 1st down for the Dragons. Wyatt Boyd in there on the tackle, but Tucker Devine was able to find his wide receiver.
And I think Wyatt Boyd thought he was going to have a for sure interception right there, jumping in front of the receiver, but did not see the other guy coming across the middle of the field to the left. Kind of jumped in front of all of them and was able to take that.
It's an 8-yard gain out to Joey Millspaw. 3rd completion of the night for Tucker Devine. He's sprinting out right this time. Landon Allen is there, and he's going to be dropped. He drops the football. White jerseys all over the place, claiming they have it. Mac Chambers says that's Trojan football, and the official's going to say 2nd down, Halstead. They keep possession. Boy, that was a battle down low by a couple of dogs in there. Skylar Gear and Landon Allen going after it.
Landon Allen just had a great beat on that. As soon as he saw the rollout by quarterback Tucker Devine, he was able to fill up right up there. And as soon as Tucker turned around, he had a face full of jersey number 7.
That's going to lose 6 yards for the Halstead Dragons. Back now to the 17-yard line where it's 2nd down and 16. 2 receivers and a slot back to the left again. Bubble screen out to Devine, and it goes right through the hands of Braxton Creed, incomplete.
And I think they wanted to throw that again as a receiver was running down the field. Now, mind you, that was called an incomplete pass, so that would have been a double forward pass, and it wouldn't have went down as anything, but you have to recognize that if you're Southeast.
Yeah, if it's legal, then it should be a fumble if it's not caught. If they are going to make the double pass. Maybe he was just setting up the bubble screen. We don't know, but that's a great point.
Yeah, Joey Millspaw was running wide open down the middle of the field, had no intentions of blocking anybody there.
3rd down and 16 now for the Dragons, backed up at their own 17-yard line. Gear in the backfield. He'll switch over from left to right. Devine will put it out on him on the bubble screen. Gear with his muddy pants rolling down the field. He drops the football, but then he gets it back. Fortunately, at the 29-yard line for the Halstead Dragons on a 12-yard gain for Skylar Gear.
Yeah, and that might be one of the few times you see Caden Isaacson miss a tackle in the open field. Gear put just a move on him real quick, and Isaacson just ran right by him, unable to break down, form tackle right there, but a great job of recovery by the rest of the Southeast up back, and now it looks like Halstead's going to change their mind and bring on the punt team.
It made it more manageable. Now just a 4th and 4 for Halstead. The punt team took a long time getting out there, but now they're going to come out along with Thomas Burns, the punter. Clock down to 3. Down to 2. Snap comes back to Burns. He's going to uncork it here. A good kick that's going to be taken by Gebhardt and Murray fighting over it. Luke Gebhardt ends up with it. He's going to sidestep his way around the 45-yard line and really not have any kind of gain there after it was a dirty reception between him and Murray over who was going to get that football.
And I think I'm going to chalk that one up and let number 9 have that one and try to use his speed knowing right there. So, but a fortunate break to even corral the kickoff as all 4 hands were on that football.
Southeast of Saline will start out here at their own 46-yard line. 3:41 left to go in the second quarter. Trojans lead it 22-3. 1st down and 10 here at midfield. They'll empty the backfield again. Landon Allen stays in tight. Here's the end around. Jet sweep, Michael Murray. He's going to step it back inside, and he's going to be held to a gain of 2 out to the 49.
Yeah, I think if you're Southeast, you can't get away from the run here. We saw a heavy dose of pass on the last drive that resulted in a turnover on downs. But I mean, you gotta continue to run the football. It's been your bread and butter this whole game.
2nd down and 8. Here's the fake to Friesen. Gebhardt's going to keep it. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and then gets to the 45-yard line. Now, to the 50-yard line, and then no more on top of that. That's a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, a great job right there once again by Halstead. It's kind of really battened down, and they're over pursuing, put about 7-8 guys in the box. So I think if you can get enough time for Gebhardt to throw the ball, maybe one pump fake and somebody could go deep.
From the 49, it's 3rd down and 6 for the Southeast of Saline offense. 2 wide receivers to the left-hand side. Landon Allen is still in tight. Friesen in the pistol directly behind Luke Gebhardt. And Southeast of Saline taking their time. Now they're going to call a play with 7 seconds remaining on the play clock. Game clock down to 2:25. Back judge counting. Mitch Gebhardt's going to take a timeout. We will step away as well. Here's a 30-second timeout. Back with more Southeast of Saline Trojan football. They lead at 22-3 here in Halstead on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We're a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan football on KINA Sports.
2:23 left to play, first half. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering. Our friend Brian Dennett producing live stream video on Salina Post and Hutch Post of this game here in Class 2A district play between Southeast of Saline and the Halstead Dragons. Southeast leading it right now 22-3 with 2:23 left to go, and Southeast right now facing a 3rd down and 7 right at the midfield stripe. Michael Murray will go left to right. He'll join Landon Allen and Jake Gebhardt over here on the right-hand side. Tucker Thaxton is solo to the left. Over the middle, Gebhardt has it to Allen. Allen can't step out of an ankle tackle, but he is grabbed at the 35, and then he will fall ahead to the 32. That is a gain of 17 yards.
And that's a play we've seen earlier already where it was with Michael Murray who kind of sat down in the middle of that defense.
Landon Allen's first catch of the night. Here they go again. Empty backfield. Everybody on the right-hand side. Luke Gebhardt rolling that way. Gebhardt still looking. Last minute throws it back in, trying to go to Jake Gebhardt. Landon Allen also crossing underneath, and it went off the hands of a Halstead Dragon. Nice play that time. I believe that was Joey Gear once again. Skylar Gear.
Yeah, and all kinds of time on that design rollout by Luke Gebhardt there. And he may have missed one progression on that backside. Tucker Thaxton was running wide open across the middle of the field, kind of angling towards the pylon.
2nd down and 10 from the 33. Gebhardt again with an empty backfield, wants to go right up the middle. Things part for him. Now a spin move into the second level. He's going to get to the 25 before he's blasted in the back. Good form tackle that time, coming in and finishing that play by safety Owen Farmer for Halstead.
Yeah, and a great job running the football tonight by Luke Gebhardt. Real patient, kind of waiting for that hole to open up on them design run plays, breaking the first couple tackles every time and getting positive yards.
3rd down and a long yard. We'll call it 1 3/4 here for Southeast of Saline. Ball setting at the 24-yard line. Here's Gebhardt again. Starts to the right, jumps back left, has it into the red zone, still working for more yardage, and he's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line after a gain of 9. Once again, Southeast of Saline in that Can-Equip red zone.
And Southeast Saline will receive the football. It's to start the second half. So I think right now, if you're Gebhardt, Coach Gebhardt, you want to kind of get this in the end zone but leave minimal time on the clock.
71 seconds left to go. Fake to Murray on the end around. Gebhardt will keep it again, and he is chopped down right at the waist. That was a couple of big hits on Luke Gebhardt as he spins around on the ground and rolls a couple of times, and Mitch Gebhardt's going to take a timeout. Well, there's been some big hits in this game. This Halstead defense is not willing to back down as they are out there just playing extremely, extremely hard. Yeah, Gebhardt that time lost a yard.
And it looks like maybe there's a Southeast player down over there on the field getting stretched out, cramping. You and Coach Gebhardt talked about it, Devin, in pregame, that this would be the first night where temperatures haven't been a factor on the high end. Now, granted, it is a perfect night for football. It's probably low 70s, high 60s right now. Absolutely no wind out here. But he didn't seem too concerned about that. So it would be interesting to see what this comes of. I can't tell who it is down there getting stretched out, but maybe get some pickle juice in him at halftime.
That's Michael Murray. He was down on the last time out, too, getting, routine maintenance maybe.
Yeah, he, had the week off last week, so.
1 minute left to go here. It is 2nd down and 10 after Luke Gebhardt made it back to the line of scrimmage on that last carry and then paid the price for it. Southeast of Saline sitting with the football at the 15-yard line. They still have 1 timeout remaining, do the Trojans. So I'm sure the conversation was multiple plays in the huddle for the Trojans that time. Here's Gebhardt. Went to pass, now has to put it away, steps up under pressure. He's going to make it all the way down just inside of the 5-yard line. And again, a big hit there by this Halstead defense. And most of the time, when that's happening, Russ, that is Skylar Gear.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job not only running the football hard, as now Southeast is going to go quick with 45 seconds left.
That was 10 yards by Luke Gebhardt. It's a 3rd down and just inches, and Gebhardt this time looking for the goal line is going to be kept out. He's about a football shy as he got it all the way down just outside of the goal line, where now it is 1st and goal. 80 yards on 11 carries unofficially for Luke Gebhardt. Clock continues to run. Gebhardt this time fakes it to Friesen, and he's going to be hit again. This time back at about the 4. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, and a timeout called by Southeast of Saline.
And Luke Gebhardt getting a heavy amount of carries tonight, getting his number called up the middle. I don't know if it's something that was maybe seen on film by this coaching staff that we can utilize Luke a lot up the middle of the field, but that's where most of his runs have been, right up between the hash marks, or what would be hash marks if they were on the football field.
2nd down and goal at the 3. Southeast in a timeout here. 23 seconds left to go, and the Trojans are out of timeout. So I'm sure clock management might be a lot of the conversation going on right now on the Southeast of Saline sideline. You don't want to get caught in bounds. You want to take some shots to the end zone here and either get the touchdown or have an incomplete pass throwing it out of the back of the end zone. You do have 3 downs to play with here in 23 seconds. So time, not a factor, as long as you don't take a sack or get caught in bounds on a tackle.
Yeah, and this should fit right in the wheelhouse of Southeast Saline with this year, with having Luke Gebhardt rolling out to the right or left, getting close to the sideline, and they're going right at the clock, so he can just peek up and see the clock right in front of his face.
Halstead, though, this Dragon unit on defense, they've done a nice job getting pressure on Luke Gebhardt all night long. 2nd down and goal here from the 3. 23 seconds left to go. Friesen sets up right behind Luke Gebhardt. They fake the run now over the top. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Landon Allen came off that little short slot position, wide open in the end zone, but that ball tipped at the line of scrimmage, saves a touchdown for the Dragons.
Yeah, and I think Luke probably could have shot that thing like a 3-pointer from half court because nobody was standing in the middle of the field right there, just low enough that it was batted down at the line of scrimmage.
That leaves 19 seconds left to go. That play took 4 seconds. 3rd down and goal now. Gebhardt fakes it to Friesen again. Here comes a blitz. Gebhardt rolling away. He finds brother Jake just tucked inside of that goal line. And Jake Gebhardt, with the sure hands that Luke Gebhardt was looking for, puts it inside the goal line, and a touchdown for Southeast of Saline. Gebhardt to Gebhardt.
Yeah, and a phrase we've been real familiar with this year is Gebhardt to Gebhardt. And a great job right there of Luke getting out of the pocket, but Jake in that front right by the goal line just kind of boxing out the defender almost like a rebound just so he could be the only one to get the football.
That is the first catch of the night for Jake Gebhardt. He had 2 touchdowns last week. That one comes from 3 yards away. 2-point conversion now pending. Luke fakes it to Friesen, gives it to Murray. Murray trying to stretch it out left-hand side, and will cut back and walk it in. 2-point conversion by Michael Murray with 13 seconds left to go here in the half. It is now 30-3. Southeast of Saline back with the Trojan kick after this on KINA.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See me, Kelly Kitchener, at our brand new location, 1809 South Ohio in Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Back here in Halstead, Southeast of Saline goes down the field. About 7 minutes and 25 seconds between scores, but they have owned this game since Halstead went down the field and got a field goal to start the night. That put Halstead up 3-0, of course, but since then, Southeast of Saline has been on a 30-0 run.
And I think besides that first drive, their penalties really haven't been an issue. Just the one false start that I can recall, that may be the flag on Southeast Saline. We had that unsportsmanlike, really a kind of a player's game. There hasn't been a lot of laundry on the field this game.
Wyatt Boyd, one of the final formalities to end the half here as he puts his hand in the air. He'll drive this one back deep for the first time tonight, and they're going to have to take it. Owen Farmer back at the 10-yard line. He's out to the 15. Now zigzags, go to the far side, 25. Still looking for space. He's to the 30, and then finally gets dropped out of bounds by the kicker, Wyatt Boyd, at the 34-yard line. 3 seconds left to go here in the half.
And I think right here, if you're Halstead, I mean, you have to take a shot. You have to do something to try to get a little spark to go into half, because there's been no spark except for on that first play of the game for a 50-plus yard run that Gear had. So I think if you're Southeast right here, you play heavy prevent, put safeties deep just to run this last 3 seconds out.
From the 34, a lot of green in front of Halstead as they will come to the line of scrimmage. Double wing formation. They're going to pitch it out to Gear. He will get a yard, and that will be the end of the half. Again, we are unable to talk to head coach Mitch Gebhardt here in this stadium because of no wireless field mic. The stadium just doesn't like it too much. So we'll go ahead and let Geb go to the locker room here at halftime with a 30-3 lead. And remind you to keep it locked right here. When we come back, we'll have scores on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. We'll have stats from the first half. And more importantly, when we come back, we will have Wade Castleman. He's the head coach of the Southeast of Saline cross country team. He'll join us. Coming up next, brought to you by Winnell Garrettson. We're at halftime, and it's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Trojans lead at 30-3 here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Tammy Bedreau at the Bank of Tesket. If you're looking to purchase your new home in the near future, I want you to know we offer a variety of loan options to finance your home purchase. I would love an opportunity to be your lender. Give me a call or stop in today to learn more. We are local lenders making local decisions. The Bank of Tesket, committed to those we serve. MLS number 712440. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Stardust Trophy Downtown Salina has all the cool football medals and trophies your team needs for its players when their practice session pays off in big wins. Choose from tons of trophy styles and customize it exactly as you want. Stardust Trophy even has special trophies just for fantasy football leagues. Just for fun, choose football bobblehead trophies. Got an autographed or special football? Show it off in a special acrylic showcase from Stardust Trophy. 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
It's third down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for rural property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Let's head back to the stadium for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, it's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Our time now to catch up with Southeast of Saline head cross country coach Wade Castleman. It's brought to you by Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com. And boy, Coach, your big home meet, it was scheduled from Tuesday to Thursday because of the heat, but then you ran into a little bit of a rain, didn't you, on Thursday? Just talk about this meet and how the course was for you Thursday for your home invitational.
It was a little bit wet yesterday, but, it
it actually made the course a little bit better in spots. It was extremely dry going into our meet. We had nice rain over the weekend, and then the rain yesterday, and it was a nice slow rain yesterday, so it made things a little bit muddy in a few spots, but it made for some interesting transitions during the course and everything, and the kids, I think, had fun with it.
Let's start out. Something that we don't have a chance to talk about very often is your junior high cross country team. These 7th and 8th graders are out there and they're trying to build and learn and do different things with right along with your high school runners some of the times. How'd your junior high kids do?
They did really well yesterday. We have 2 7th grade boys that happen to be twins, Zach and Brooks Carlin, and just the competitiveness that they have with each other, and it's a good competitiveness. They're very supportive of each other, and they've each beat each other twice, and I think their only losses to each other this year. And they're getting stronger each meet, and it's fun to watch them run. Yeah, I look forward to watching them progress through the years and see what happens there. And Kyla Hamill, who's a 7th grader, she does a very nice job for us. And then Reagan Heller and Reagan Duran and Anna Jackson on the 8th grade girls side, they're just getting stronger each week, and they're fun to watch their competitiveness as well.
When we turn our attention to your JV and varsity teams, you were able to have the girls team come in, and the girls team, I don't want to say it's a curse or anything, but they've gotten silver the last couple of meets they've gone out. They changed all that yesterday on your home course, getting gold by quite a good margin over Smoky Valley, Sacred Heart, Minneapolis, and Abilene, who are your top 5. The Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, though, get the gold. Talk about their performance.
They went out and, they didn't hold back yesterday. There were some good front runners from other schools yesterday. Elena Cozart from Minneapolis, she is a strong little runner. And then Halstead has a young lady that won the race. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she ran very well. She's just a freshman. Watching her run last year in junior high is a strong little runner. But Abby Comerford was our number 1 runner yesterday, and Ashley was second. They both just did a great job yesterday. Their times are getting faster, even with the course conditions, being a little tricky and questionable in spots yesterday. They still just went out there and did a great job. Brecken and Alderson and Callie Augustine, they did a great job for us yesterday as well.
Look over on the guys' side. They've been putting together really good performances as of late. I know you're happy with them, and they had a dominating performance on their home course yesterday. They put the 4-wheel drive on, and they got through and really dominated. Breen Academy was 2nd. Abilene was 3rd. Chapman 4th. Heston 5th. But your Trojans were in number 1. And when you look at the individual performances, this is what really knocked me out of my chair. 1, 2, 3, 4, all Trojans.
All Trojans. Just seeing that big pack of purple up at the front, and they weren't leading at the very beginning of the race. Drew Elliott from Chapman led at the very beginning, and our guys just stayed true to who they are and just bided their time and kept, they weren't out of contention by any means at any point, but they just kept working at it. And then midway through the race, they took over, and they just ran really, really well. Levi had opened up a little bit of a gap on Damien coming in to the finish, and once they got on the track, Damien shifted out of 4-wheel drive and shifted into overdrive and almost caught Levi at the line, and Caden and Braden were the same way. So, yeah, I was very excited with those 4, and Jacob Bircher was our 5th runner yesterday. He's just really coming along as well. So, yeah, I'm excited where we're at right now. I can't wait to see what happens the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, your top Trojans, number 1 and number 2, 7/10 of a second away from each other. Then you go to the Walkers, number 3 and number 4. They were 1/10 away as far as timing goes. So that's quite the performance between those top 4 battling for 1st and 3rd as they came across the line again. You win that meet by 40 points. And overall, I know it takes a village to pull off an invitational like this and do it the way Southeast of Saline does. Even more so when you have a little bit of weather like that yesterday, but the cooler temps, that was really the first time that your runners were able to compete in temperatures less than 75, 80 degrees?
Yeah, for the most part. We had some nicer weather when we ran at Wamego a couple weeks ago, but this was still even, I'd say, at least 10 to maybe 15 degrees cooler. And I think our kids enjoy the cooler temperatures, and that showed yesterday in their performance.
Your next meet coming up will be right here where we are right now for this football game in Halstead. What do you expect to be seeing next week on Thursday when you come to Halstead?
We get to see some teams that we don't see on a regular basis. Towanda Circle has been a good team in the past. On the girls' side, for Clearwater, they have a very strong young lady front runner that will push Ashley and Abby next week, and we're looking forward to that. We don't back down from the competition. We embrace it, and because it only makes our kids better individually and makes our team better as well.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm sure your kids will relish in the first place victories defending their home turf while looking ahead to Halstead next Thursday.
All right. Thank you so much, Devin. I appreciate it.
Wade Castleman, head coach of the Southeast of Saline cross-country teams. They'll head to Halstead next Thursday. Back with more halftime after this here on KINA.
Everybody knows that to get the best price for your car, you have to do all the hard work and sell it yourself, right? Not really. You can go to homeauto.com and get an attractive offer on your car today. And that's whether you buy your next vehicle from us or not. Your used car is worth more today than ever. So go to homeauto.com or come into our Abilene or Saline location and get an offer for more than you might expect. It just couldn't be any easier than that. Get the best price for your vehicle today at Home Automotive. You'll be glad you did.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
To Coach Gebhardt, the players, coaches, and fans, let's make this a Football Friday to remember. Roselawn Memorial Park wishes you success this season. For more information, visit RoselawnSalina.com.
This October, the Zombies are coming to Elite Sports Paintball Complex, and we need to prepare now. Here's what you should know. There will be a limited number of people each night for the Zombie Expedition. The best way to secure your spot for the upcoming Zombie Expedition is to reserve your space now. Don't miss out. We need your help in fighting zombies. Tickets are available right now at zombieexpedition.com.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Troublesome car repair and everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McKim Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McKim Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McKim Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuilds. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McKim. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back to Halstead High School. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. We are going through halftime, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. It's getting to be that time of year. If you want to get a bed cover, some step bars, wheels, tires, whatever you want to customize your truck or SUV, give Nathan a call. He'll hook you right up. And he does it the right way, too. 30-3 our score here at halftime as we go over the offensive stats from the first half, brought to you by the Citizen State Bank. Let's first start with Halstead. Tucker Devine throwing the football, 3 of 7 so far in this game. 50 yards, no touchdowns, an interception. His leading target, Braxton Creed, so far, 1 catch, 36 yards, though, on the biggest play of the night, outside of a 48-yard run to start the game by Skylar Gear. That 48-yard run set up a field goal of 26 yards by Thomas Burns. That's been the only score for the Halstead Dragons in this game. 67 yards rushing, 50 yards passing, a total of 117 yards of offense. For the Southeast of Saline Trojans, Luke Gebhardt so far throwing the football. He's 8 out of 15, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. His main target so far has been Michael Murray, 4 receptions, 102 yards unofficially, and a touchdown. Also, Jake Gebhardt has a touchdown on a 3-yard reception right before the half. 2 catches by Tucker Thaxton of 31 yards, and a catch for Landon Allen of 17 yards. Leading rusher has been Luke Gebhardt, who also already has 12 carries for 77 yards. Nate Friesen has a rushing touchdown, 5 carries, 35 yards. Michael Murray, 2 carries, 7 yards. Southeast of Saline so far on their way to 30 points, 116 yards rushing, 153 yards passing, 269 yards of total offense for the Southeast of Saline Trojans, who currently are on a 30-0 run after trailing for the first time this season 3-0. When we come back on halftime, Russ Kossel will take you on a beautiful tour through the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. There's some scores that might raise an eyebrow here and there. We'll go through those when we come back. 30-3 at the half. Trojans lead it over the Halstead Dragons on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojans sports program.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
Salina Septic Services provides septic services including septic tank installation, inspection, and repair. In addition to professional septic tank services, we also provide portable restroom rentals. We have many options available, including his and hers portable restrooms and hand washing sinks. Setup, service, and removal are all part of our rentals. Whether you project a long-term construction job or a family gathering, we guarantee a clean porta potty. Find us today at salinasepticservice.com, proudly supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway
in Salina.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at Halstead High School, southeast of Saline, and Halstead back out on the field for their final warm-ups before we start the third quarter. Rush, you and I have been talking about some scores going around here on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, and I think one that we really took note of was Clay Center and Hiawatha. Clay Center, 2-1 so far on the season. They will come into southeast of Saline next Friday night. The Tigers' only loss was in the season opening contest where they lost to a very good, very highly populated Wamego Red Raider squad. We thought tonight would be a really telling game for the Clay Center Tigers after they beat the brakes off Abilene last week. They play Hiawatha. Hiawatha comes into this game 2-1. So far, Hiawatha's only loss was to Holton. Right now, it's not a contest. It's all Tigers.
Yeah, Clay Center up 40-0 at last update in the half. Some other scores from around the area, what we can find right now on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Hutch Trinity and Heston. Hutch Trinity up 27-14. The oldest rivalry rest of the Mississippi still at the half. Abilene Chapman 7-6.
That rivalry is having its 130th birthday tonight. Do you think they put all the candles on the cake, or did they just get those candles that look like numbers and put 130 on there?
Yes, 130.
Okay, that would be the way to do it, I would think, because if not, by the time you get to the 122nd candle on your way to 130, the ones you lit to begin, 1 through 10, are already gone.
Yeah, they're down. You know, they're on to 140 already on their way there, so... Couple other scores. You mentioned Wamego and Clay Center, who played the first game of the year. And Wamego extremely talented at the top of 4A right now. Wamego playing Washington. And I think this game was over well before it started. The last update I got a little bit ago there were still 7 minutes to go in the second quarter, and it's all Wamego, 51-3. Another score that might entertain us that Southeast has on their schedule, the Ellsworth Bearcats taking on Hillsboro, and Ellsworth up 15-0 at halftime.
Two teams still on the schedule in district. The undefeated Ellsworth Bearcats, 3-0, and the Hillsboro Trojans, who came into that game, I believe, 1-2.
Yes, you are correct. And just a couple other. Mays playing Salina South. Mays up 28-7. Marion up 22-16 on Remington. Tough to find scores tonight from around the area, but a lot of lopsided victories that appear to be in play as we sit here 30-3.
It is 30-3 so far. I think when you look at this game, and I say this more about basketball probably than what I do football, because it's so obvious when the scores happen in football and there's fewer of them, if that makes sense. If you're not looking at the scoreboard and you're just kind of watching this game, it seems a lot closer than 30-3, doesn't it? I mean, Halstead, to me, they're playing hard. They're pushing this Southeast of Saline team places that they haven't been this year. Even with Rock Creek, I think this Halstead team is much more physical than Rock Creek was. That was more of a shootout and a kind of a show on turf. I think this game is good for the Trojans. If they can come out here injury-free with a victory, I think this is going to be a good learning experience for the Trojans as Halstead starts out with an onside kick. And the Dragons, speaking of things that haven't been done to Southeast of Saline this year, Halstead just puts out a very well-executed onside kick by Thomas Burns. He is having himself a heck of a night.
Yeah, and Thomas Burns, that might have been one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen in person, as that thing just rolled, and never really bounced up. Southeast front line was backing up. You have to come take on and attack the football.
I did not see the young man that recovered it for Halstead, but he also waited until it went the required 10 yards as well. Halstead comes out here. They're going to go to Gear right up the middle. He's going to break a tackle just like he did to start this game, and Halstead's going to bite off a big chunk of yardage as they start the second half here at midfield at the 46-yard line. Gear that time right up the center. He's able to get 8 yards.
And you mentioned the physicality of this game, that this is really the first time Southeast has seen that, and Gear's the big part of that, laying the big hits in the first half and running as hard as he has.
From the 37, it's second down and a healthy yard here for the Halstead Dragons. They're going to give it to Gear again. He breaks out of a tackle, squirts out to the left. That'll be enough for a Halstead first down on a gain of 3.
And Slade Johnson met Gear right there at the line of scrimmage, kind of a stalemate. Slade unable to hang on, and Gear once again, the motor just keeps on turning.
Head coach Derek Reset told us he runs hard. He is in love with this running back, and he is force-feeding him the ball here at times tonight. 11 carries as the lone setback in this double-wing offense, this flex zone set that Halstead is running. Devine, back to pass, puts it in a trouble situation. It is complete, but then Luke Gebhardt lays a hit, and then a fumble by the Dragons. We still have to unsort it. Southeast of Saline's players are celebrating. The sideline is celebrating. Defensive kids coming out for the Dragons, and they're going to keep it with Halstead.
Yeah, it kind of hard to see, but it looked like they were trying to strip the ball as the receiver was still up, but I believe they're going to get him as forward progress was stopped right there.
Looks like it's going to be a gain of 8. No. Let's back it up here a little bit. 6. And see who caught that football, but it's second down and 4. Double wing set again. Gear the setback. They're going to pitch it out right side. He has a lead blocker knifing his way through, and an ankle tackle down low. Trying to fight through a block that time was Trevor Keller. Nice play there on defense by Keller. He's going to keep Gear in the pocket, so to speak, but still a first down for the Dragons. They're down to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and we, in the first half, saw Halstead only get into the red zone one time, and right now they're knocking on the door of the 20-yard line.
They're at the 23, first down and 10, Dragons. They started the half with an onside kick. Here is the end around. 1 carry in the first half, now 1 carry in the second half to Braden Logan. And Logan gets about a gain of 2 on that play. That'll even him out now as he lost 2 yards on his first carry back in the second quarter.
Yeah, they bring Braden Logan in there kind of to switch it up a little bit. He's a bigger back than the other two really the biggest back that is back in the backfield is Gear, the hardest runner out there at only 6'1", 170, but runs like he's much bigger.
Right at the 20-yard line are the Dragons. 2nd down and 8. Play clock down to 10. Tucker Devine looks over his offense. He's going to pitch it out to Gear, right-hand side, and a big hit by Daniel Kerr. Boy, Danny is not the biggest guy out there, but he is quickly gaining a reputation for a guy that just comes and just smacks people upside the shoulder pads.
Yeah, Daniel Kerr only coming in at 172, but like I said, like you just said, he comes in and lays the stick. His motor keeps running. Great job at form tackling, breaking down and running through the offensive player to get them to the ground, and brings up another 3rd and long.
3rd and 7 here for the Dragons. Football setting just inside of the 20, tucked in there at the 19. Halstead to the line of scrimmage. Tucker Devine with 5 seconds left on the play clock. He'll turn, give it to Gear. He wanted the middle, didn't have anything there, had to bounce out. He's still trying to break tackles, and it looked like Caden Isaacson had one shot and then came back and got another shot at him to put him down on the ground for a minimal gain of maybe half a yard.
Yeah, and a great job right there once again by holding on and letting the cavalry come, as you rarely see like one person around the football to tackle for Southeast. It's usually 2, 3, sometimes half of the line of the players on the field.
4th and 5 now coming up for the Halstead Dragons. 4th and 5.5. They are in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Big play here for the second half start for the Dragons. Devine rolling out under pressure, backpedaling, delivers a strike to Creed. Creed looking for the end zone is ran out of bounds by the secondary for Southeast of Saline. A beautiful pass by Tucker Devine out here to Braxton Creed, and a 1st and goal coming up for the Dragons.
And Wyatt Boyd unable to make up the difference right there. Usually a spot where we see Michael Murray a lot playing corner out there, but a great job to run him down to keep him out of the end zone.
51 yards so far tonight on 2 receptions for Braxton Creed. It is 1st down and goal at the 3 for the Dragons. They're going to give it right up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Dragons. We'll umpile everybody, and it's Skylar Gear from 3 yards out, and he has a touchdown. It's the first of the night for Halstead. So the gamble on the onside kick works, and Halstead takes it with a short field down to score against Southeast of Saline.
And I think you have to ride Skylar Gear right there. He's got you there everywhere in the first half as the extra points up and good. But Skylar has got you there this whole time, and you have to ride him right there, and Southeast is going to have to key on that.
7 on the board for Halstead as we start the half. That'll stop that 30-0 run Southeast of Saline had. Now it's 7:53 left to go here in the third quarter. 30-10. Southeast of Saline will have it, we think, when we come back.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Derek Reset used the halftime, get into the bag of tricks. An onside kick to start the half, and then his Dragons mixing it up as they go down the field, and they put 7 on the Southeast of Saline Trojans to start this second half. 7:53 left to go here. We're midway through the third quarter, and Halstead ready to kick it once again. Sure, Southeast going to be a little bit on their toes this time as they go through this kick. And now it's going to be a looping kick over to the right-hand side. Jace Van Amberg over there to field it, but it's going to be an offsides flag against the Halstead Dragons. Southeast will back him up, make him do it again, but I think that was a dead ball anyway. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they blow it dead, so they got to go back and kick. You go back to Skylar Gear coming in 68 carries in 3 games on the year for 363 yards, averaging 121 yards a game coming in. So they're going to ride him hard, and he has the numbers to show that he can pile them up.
He has 15 carries for 93 so far tonight and that last touchdown. Go back Halstead up here now to their own 35-yard line. Oh, here's a trick play, another onside kick, and Southeast of Saline quickly on board for that one as it's brought down by Josiah Monday right in the middle. That was a jailbreak as they just kind of broke the huddle and went running to the line of scrimmage and kicked the football. Don't see that very often, but again, why not, right?
I mean, you're going to have to pull everything out of the bags when you're down 30-10, and a good job that time by Josiah Monday to be aware of the situation and just get the ball and fall on it.
Hey, D. Lyman, former wide receiver,
That's
he
right.
was ready, right? Now a short field here for Southeast of Saline. They start at the Halstead 45. Nate Friesen starts to the middle, angles just a little bit to the left. He'll get a yard, and no more than that. 2nd down and 9 coming up. Friesen just 6 carries so far, averaging 6 yards a carry, 36 total yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's been a heavy dose of Luke Gebhardt in the first half, running the football on draw plays, fake handoffs, going 4 wide, going up the middle. So see what Southeast can do here to open the middle of the field back up.
2nd down and 9, pistol formation. Friesen directly behind Gebhardt. They go back to Nate Friesen, and he will go left-hand side, get 2 yards. That will bring up now 3rd down and 6.
And Michael Murray, unable to, we've seen a lot of him early against Rock Creek getting that jet sweep and using his speed, but Halstead doing a great job of keeping these speedy wide receivers in check on these end-around plays and on the deep passing threat.
This time we'll see Friesen come out, split all the way wide to the right on the sideline. It's a total of 4 wide receivers. Tucker Thaxton, the solo to the left. Gebhardt, empty backfield. Luke wants to throw over the middle. There's Murray, has the catch at the 20. 15, 10, breaks a tackle, he steps through to the end zone. Michael Murray caught a dime strike over the middle of the field from Luke Gebhardt, and from 41 yards away, Southeast of Saline has a 3-play drive for 6.
And there was nothing fancy about that. Michael Murray says, I'm just going to run right by the defender. Luke, I got reservations for 6. Just give me the ball at the 5-yard line. Broke 1 tackle of Skylar Gear and able to get it into the end zone.
143 yards on 5 carries for Michael Murray. That's his 2nd touchdown. 2-point conversion is going to fail for Southeast of Saline as Luke Gebhardt trying to get it in the end zone, and the Halstead Dragon kind of little pancake takedown, a little extra at the end. I think is going to draw a flag.
Yeah, and I think that's going to come on number 11, Owen Farmer, right there, as he kind of made a great tackle and then just kind of looked at him, walked over him, said something. They're not going to let that go on. So this will be 15 yards on the kickoff, so they will be kicking off. Usually they take it on the kickoff, so they will kick off on the Halstead side of the field at the 45-yard line.
So 41 yards. Murray from Gebhardt, and Southeast of Saline scores a touchdown. Here's a quick 30. Back for more Trojan football after this on KINA.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
The post-play penalty, as we expected, was against Halstead. It will be assessed on the kickoff, and for the 2nd week in a row, we'll see Wyatt Boyd here have a short field and a chance to blast it through the end zone if he so chooses. A 3-play drive by Southeast of Saline ends up on a Luke Gebhardt pass from 41 yards over the middle of the field to Michael Murray. M&M put it into the end zone after he slipped through an ankle tackle and was able really just to take a Sunday stroll on the last 10 yards and cross the line. Again, Michael Murray having a big night in his return after not playing last week. 5 catches, 43 yards, and 2 touchdowns receiving. Also has a touchdown rushing the football.
Yeah, great welcome back and a missed Michael Murray, as he is a key part of this offense. We'll have an update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard after this kickoff.
Here's the kick. Wyatt Boyd does put it back near the goal line. Owen Farmer's going to bring it out. I'm not sure that's going to be such a great decision, as he is going to be taken down at about the 12-yard line. If he would have let that thing drop, Halstead would have came out and started this drive at the 20. But for the first time really this season, Russ, a little bit cooler air. We talked about that, but we're also seeing some moisture form out on the grass, on the natural grass surface here at Halstead High.
Yeah, and we talked to the athletic director when we got here, and you can see where water, he said water was pooling around this field earlier today. Abilene taking the lead 14-6 against Chapman with 8:43 to go in the third.
On that return, Owen Farmer just pinned his team back at their own 12. See how this shakes out. Here is Devine on the gift to Gear. He's trying to get out of trouble, and he cannot. He might have lost a yard on that carry, trying to angle off to the right-hand side. Trojans flying everywhere.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him a loss there, about a half, maybe a full yard, and a great job. You're going to have to key on number 5, Skylar Gear, and he's everything was advertised when we talked about it coming down here. Runs hard, plays defense hard, his middle linebacker, fullback, just that gritty running back that wants the football in his hands.
5:59 left to go here, third quarter, 36-10. Southeast of Saline gave up a touchdown, but then they come right back and they answer the touchdown. Here's Devine, wants the pass down the left-hand hatch, has a receiver wide open, and the receiver just really never got turned around to receive that football at all, and it's going to be dropped. Joey Millspaw was the target by Tucker Devine. That's the first incompletion so far for Devine in the second half. He is now 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and he kind of just, as soon as he got past the second level and Mac Chambers right there, Mac realizing, I got to go with him, and the ball was laid up there perfectly, and all he had to do was locate it, and he never really turned around.
Yeah, at that point, when you're that far underthrown, just turn around and catch the ball.
Because you still had a gain of 25 yards right there, and he didn't even have to go any farther.
Now from the 11, it's third down and 11. Michael Murray is out there at corner now at the right-hand corner spot. Devine back to pass, looking right the whole way. He's going to throw it over the middle, looking for Owen Farmer, and that's going to be too high and hot, incomplete, and bring up fourth down.
Yeah, when you say hot, that thing had a laser trail behind it. It's Coach Potachik over there scooping that one up off the ground on the far side of the field. But a great job by this Southeast defense to hold them to negative yardage on that play deep in their own territory.
Michael Murray, Daniel Kerr back deep now for Southeast of Saline. And they will look for a punt from Thomas Burns and this Halstead Dragon punting unit. Burns has been fun to watch tonight in the kicking game. He's going to take a punt here, back into the end zone about a yard. Now uncork it to Murray, who takes it at the 47. Murray gets away one tackle, angling to the left, look out at the 40. Little stutter step, he's at the 35, and he'll go ahead and duck it out of bounds right there at the 33-yard line in a huddle of his newfound friends from Halstead.
Yeah, that was an uncorked punt. He punted that one from his goal line right there to about the 45-yard line, and a great tight spiral on it, and a great job by Murray to catch that one with the defender right there. Made one guy miss, ran all the way across the field for about 10 to 13 yards. So, once again, great starting field position for Southeast.
Again, that snap back to Thomas Burns was a little shaky. He had to get that corralled first before he was able to get that kick away. It was a really good kick. Pistol formation, Nate Friesen directly behind Luke Gebhardt here. Hand off to Friesen. Here he comes to the right-hand side. Finds a crease. Now he's going to have a little hesitation move and pile through the line at the 20-yard line. They're actually going to give him the 19 here. How quick was that 13-yard gain? A baker's dozen rip by Nate Friesen.
And that might have been the hardest run by Friesen right there. Kind of put his shoulders down, ran over the would-be tackler to get that extra 2 yards for a first down.
In the Candy Quip red zone at the 19-yard line. Here's Friesen again, rolling right up the middle, and he is going to barrel roll his way with a couple of tacklers inside the 15 to the 13, gain of 6.
And running with a totally different attitude in the second half than kind of just dancing around and then hitting the hole. He is hitting the hole at full speed as soon as he gets the ball.
The Southeast of Saline team has it cranked up. They want to go fast. Now at the 14-yard line. Luke Gebhardt this time goes to the right-hand side, and he is chopped down at the left knee, and there is a flag on the near side thrown by the sideline official. We're going to say an illegal shift here by Southeast of Saline, trying to get things going.
I don't think Jake was set here on the outside. He was still, they're trying to go fast, but Jake unable to get set over there before the ball was snapped.
So it'll be a repeat of second down and 9. Back to the 18-yard line. 4:37 left to go here in the third quarter. Trojans lead it 36-10. Looking for more here as they're in the Candy Quip red zone. Gebhardt has Landon Allen inside. Now he's going to pitch it out to Friesen. Nate bobbles the football a little bit, breaks out of the first tackle, and then gets brought down by the second linebacker coming through for the Halstead Dragons after a gain of 5. Braden Logan in there on the tackle for Halstead.
And able to get the penalty yards back there, but a great job by Halstead to string that one out almost all the way to the sideline, as it looked like Friesen just was a little bit one step away from turning that one up.
62 yards on 10 carries. Nate Friesen still continually through this game, averaging 6 yards a carry. 3rd down and 4 from the 13-yard line. Here's Southeast again. Friesen right at the middle, and he's not going to be touched as he goes all the way into the end zone from 13 yards away. Nathan Friesen claims his baker's dozen as he puts 6 on the board for the second time tonight.
Yeah, and touchdown 7 and 8 rushing on the year now for Nate Friesen, and an absolute great job once again by the 5 offensive linemen up front to clear that hole for Nate Friesen to go untouched to the second level, break 1 tackle as now Southeast moves into the swinging gate for the 2-point conversion.
Friesen is lightning fast. When he gets the football on the handoff and already has all that momentum, man, he is hard to bring down. Here's a flag on the play. Gebhardt's rolling out. Now a hat on the play. The ball is intercepted, and they're going to blow it dead as the official now does not have his flag. He does not have his hat. And he has a haircut very similar to mine.
And you're going to have an illegal shift and a hold on Southeast. They'll decline both of them.
So the conversion is also declined. So 6 points here for Southeast of Saline with 3:47 left to go in the third. It was a Nate Friesen touchdown, and the Southeast of Saline Trojans lead it 42-10 here on KINA.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
3:47 left to go here in the third quarter. I want to welcome you if you're watching on live stream video, SalinaPost.com or even HutchPost.com to this contest. It's all presented by the Bank of Tesket, excuse me. Just heard that Bennington State Bank scoreboard commercial there. Here's a take by Owen Farmer back at the 6-yard line. He has a crease. Now he is off and running. Wyatt Boyd takes a dive. He can't get him. Nate Friesen giving chase. He can't get him. Owen Farmer's off to the races, and he is going to house this. 95 yards away, Owen Farmer down the left-hand sideline, broke 2 tackles, and was able to keep his feet high enough to take it all the way down for Paydirt and the Halstead Dragons on the board on a big kick return from Owen Farmer.
Yeah, and just a busted coverage right there, really, and a great, more or less a great job blocking by this Halstead Dragons return team to free Owen Farmer. Just set up perfectly, made 1 cut, and then just outran everybody on the sideline.
Keeps this Halstead crowd into it without a doubt. Here is the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So perfect night so far for Thomas Burns in the kicking game. He adds another extra point. And Halstead's Dragons have put 7 more on the board, and they make it 42-17. 3:32 left to go here in the third. Here's more messages from our great sponsors, Southeast of Saline's football on KINA.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Got a little fireworks in this one as Southeast of Saline went not even 3 minutes in between scoring drives. And then Halstead comes out and says, well, we're going to claim our second touchdown of the third quarter as well. 42-17, Southeast of Saline still out in front. But again, as we talked at halftime, Russ, this Halstead Dragon team is doing things and presenting things to Southeast of Saline that no other team has been able to do so far this year.
Yeah, and putting up 17 points, and I think this, barring the Rock Creek game, and I still think, Devin, this Halstead team is well more physical than Rock Creek ever was against Southeast.
Here's the kickoff. It's going to be high, end over end. Murray back at the 20, comes to the 25, breaks back up to the middle of the field, 35-30, now to the, 30-35, then 40. Murray is moving so fast I started counting backwards. Didn't even know where I was at. He'll be tackled at the 45-yard line. Good return there by Michael Murray. Speaking of that Rock Creek team, they have a big date tonight with Silver Lake, a couple of teams that are in the top 5 of their respective classes. Of course, Rock Creek 3A, Silver Lake 2A. So far, Rock Creek handling the Silver Lake Eagles.
Yeah, 24-14, Rock Creek over Silver Lake. Last update at halftime just recently. So Southeast is facing tough opponents this year and been able to put them away. So see if they can finish this one.
1st and 10 from the 45. Here's Friesen again, straight up the gut. And he is tackled really awkwardly as his knees were the first thing to hit the ground. And he was somehow able to hold on to that football. And in there on the tackle, I'm going to start giving you 2 guesses, and the first one doesn't count. It is, once again, Skylar Gear for Halstead. Back, ready to go, though, again, are the Southeast Trojans. Gebhardt wanting to pass, under pressure, steps up in the pocket. He wants to tuck and run. He's across the 50-yard line to the 48 on a gain of 5.
Yeah, an inside linebacker, Adler Davidson, right there, did a great job not going away from the play and staying in the middle of the field to keep it a short gain, and now brings up 3rd and about 3, a long 3 for Southeast.
82 yards for Luke Gebhardt rushing tonight. Friesen has 77. They have split 25 carries almost right down the middle. 13 for Gebhardt, 12 for Friesen. 3rd down and 3 here for Southeast of Saline as they operate from midfield. Friesen will be in the backfield. Landon Allen in tight, right behind right guard for Southeast of Saline. They fake it to Friesen. Gebhardt on the keeper. Angles off left, has the 1st down, and then has a couple of yards to spare as he will take it to the 43-yard line on a gain of 5.
And once again, a great read right there by Luke Gebhardt, kind of an RPO where he pulls it off from Friesen and just turns it upfield, and a great job by the offensive line to get just enough to get the 1st down.
And again, by the time the referee has the ball set, Southeast of Saline is ready to step on the accelerator again. Murray and Thaxton, the 2 burners, split out wide to the left. Murray is in the slot. Friesen will move up 2 steps in the backfield and come out in the flat. They want Jake Gebhardt deep. Jake is open, misses the catch at the 10-yard line. Boy, Jake grabs his face mask and pounds the ground with both his hands. That would have been a tough catch, but that is the standard of Jacob Gebhardt.
Yeah, and that one probably should have been caught in Jake's eyes. He had to whoa up just a little bit to get that. I think if Luke leads that one out, might be to lead him out for a touchdown. Still in Jake's mind, he should have caught that ball, but the defender giving Jake the inside right there and allowing him just to cross his face and run right by him.
And that ball came to the outside shoulder. That's why that degree of difficulty would have been heavy. But Jake Gebhardt, we've seen him make those catches. Here's Michael Murray blocking out in front. Murray with the speed is going to take it all the way down to the 30, and that is about as fast as you can pick up 12 yards, as I think anybody can do.
Yeah, Landon Allen right there had an absolute buried block on the edge to free that one, and the defender hadn't even hit the ground yet. Murray's jumping over both of them to get 12 yards.
Landon Allen, numbers-wise, hasn't done a lot tonight, but it's one of those key things. You're not going to see his performance in the box score, but he is doing things tonight that are very, very important. Here's Cameron Whitty on now. He's going to stand in the slot on the left-hand side. Allen still in tight. Friesen directly behind Luke Gebhardt. Nate will take it. He gets through the 1st level, now to the linebacker level, and he will be taken down right at the 21-yard line after a gain of 9.
Yeah, and once again, a great job right there for these front 5 on the offensive line. All of them doing a great job. Weller, Chambers, Keller, Isaacson, Wade Rutherford, and any of the hosts that have been out there to free them to allow these big gains in the running game.
Inside a minute left to go now in the 3rd quarter. Southeast of Saline has it at the 22-yard line. Knocking on the door of the red zone once again. Here is Gebhardt on the fake. Now he's going to tuck it, step through, get inside of the 20-yard line, and he'll be brought down at the 16 on a gain of 6 and a 1st down for the Trojans.
Yeah, and a heavy dose of number 19 and 3 right here driving down the field. Update from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Abilene 21, Chapman 6 at the end of 3.
Wow, that one swung around quickly, didn't it? 26 seconds left to go. Here's a pitch out. Friesen left-hand side. He has Landon Allen out in front. Landon turns a Dragon around so we can block him, and Friesen's going to make it just inside of the 10-yard line, barely on a gain of 6.
And usually you see the chain gang get out of the way when the tackle's coming. They had to get out of the way because Landon Allen had cleared the cornerback almost to lane 2 of the track.
And that'll be our last play of the third quarter. Southeast of Saline driving. They're in the Can-Equipped red zone, leading 42-17. They are looking for more as we start the fourth quarter. When we come back, you're listening and watching to Southeast of Saline football on KINA and also SalinaPost.com. It's presented by the Bank of Tuscan.
We know a thing or two about high-quality, large-volume hay, like the need to cover more acres per hour. That's why we built the new Case IH WD5 Series windrower with the fastest transport speeds in the industry at up to 30 miles per hour. We included a robust drivetrain that excels through hilly areas and took operator comfort to the next level with a suspended cab and airbag rear axle suspension. Raise the bar for productivity and efficiency with the Case IH WD5 Series windrower. Visit Can-Equip in Salina to learn more.
It's third down and 8 for the Trojans. They really need to make the right call here.
During the football game, it's crucial to make the right call. And in real estate, one call can bring a positive outcome from your real estate experience. Whether you're looking for real property, upsizing to make room for the family, downsizing, or acquiring investment property, call Winnell Garrettson at SalinaHomes.com.
What a call! Touchdown, Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
42-17, an entertaining game. Although you may not see that on the scoreboard, this has been a good game tonight, I think, for the Southeast of Saline Trojans. They have had to work for just about everything they've gotten here against these Halstead Dragons under first-year head coach Derek Reset. Second down and 4. Ball setting on the 9-yard line for Southeast of Saline. And a football dropped on the turf that time. Some miscommunication there, I believe, for Southeast of Saline. And we have a Trojan down at the line of scrimmage. Trevor Keller asking for the trainer to come in from Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Not sure who that is because they've been laying on their back the whole time and really haven't attempted to get up, but not sure who that is. Seems pretty comfortable wherever they're at. Just has their arms crossed across their chest and knew they were dealing with a calf cramp. Not sure who that is, but we're going to see a substitution come in here as freshman Brody Chambers has entered the contest to spell whoever is down. Well, you talk about key playing time for Brody. He's going to come in and take up residency on this offensive line here.
And when you got a guy like the size of Brody Chambers that can come in and fill in as a freshman, the younger brother of Mac, and just two guys that love the game of football, and we saw Brody get some playing time.
This is Caden Isaacson getting a stretch out there on the right calf.
And you called it on that last, right before the end of the third. Michael Murray checked himself out. Cameron Whitty came in the game, and Cameron Whitty's still out there at wide receiver for Michael Murray.
Cameron, we saw him start the game against Minneapolis 1 week ago tonight with a kickoff return all the way down the field for a touchdown. That last play for Southeast of Saline cost him 4 yards. Now it's third down and 6 from the 13-yard line. Here's Gebhardt rolling out to the right. Gear chasing. Gebhardt's going to plant it up and keep it, and he takes a big hit. Now we have a flag over there on the edge. Maybe a bad block here on Southeast of Saline, but look at one of the guys that was out there leading that charge. It was Brody Chambers.
Yeah, just itching to get his motor going, and that's – you got to see the face mask when you're blocking somebody in the front of the numbers, read the writing, but I think just a bad block right there that's what it's going to be, a block in the back, because we saw numbers flying, so that'll be a penalty, and it'll back Southeast up for third and long now, and can get a first down inside about the 6-yard line.
3rd and 10 at the 17-yard line. Southeast of Saline backed up here on a miscue. They dropped the football on second down. Now a penalty there on third down. We'll repeat third down now. Third down and 10 and about a football.
And Tucker Thaxton one-on-one coverage again out here on the outside.
See if Gebhardt wants to go that way. He's rolling out to the left. Now he's going to turn those shoulders, dump it off to Landon Allen, who has to slip out of a tackle before he loses 5 yards and ends up gaining or getting back to the line of scrimmage at least.
Landon Allen coming up a little hobbly on that play as well, trying to walk it off.
Geez, that was a loss of 3.
Yeah, that play was strung out from the beginning as Tucker Thaxton ran his defender off, but nobody else fooled on that play.
Southeast of Saline now being tested back at their own 20-yard line, and it's 4th down and 14. Here's Gebhardt, back to pass, clean pocket. Can't let it rip, though. Doesn't have anybody open. Now he's going to roll out, and he throws an interception. First interception of the night. Here comes Halstead back the other way. It's going to be Braxton Creed on the interception as he takes it away from Southeast of Saline and returns it back to about the 16-yard line. That's one of those, if you're Braxton Creed, you always want the kids to maybe recognize it's 4th down, and if you just bat it down, you're going to get better field position by about 7 yards, but you also don't want to take the interception away from him either. That was a good read.
Yeah, and a great read right there, and Gebhardt kind of flushed out of the pocket. They only had 2 defenders on 3 wide receivers on the far side of the field as nobody was guarding Jake Gebhardt, just waving his hands and unable to get around as Luke throws his 5th interception of the year.
10:20 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Here's the return of the Flexbone offense for the Halstead Dragons, and a dive right up the middle will net about 2 yards, and that's going to be Owen Farmer. Saw him on that big kick return just moments ago.
And Owen Farmer, not a big kid at all at 5'6", 131 pounds, but he runs really hard, and all these backs really do. And I guess when you have a guy like Gear that gets most of the carries and you see how he runs the football, it kind of sets the tone for this Halstead offense.
Well, and that might be a daily subject of practice, too, is Derek Reset saying, this is your guy.
Yeah.
This is your goal every day. Here's Tucker Devine, back to pass, quick out to the right, has his receiver. It's going to be a 1st down for the Halstead Dragons out to the 30. Zane Macanosia has the 1st down.
Yeah, and that was a great route by Zane out there. He kind of ran, dead sprint real hard. After about 6 yards, just stopped and turned around, kind of a hook route to get the ball as Jake was still backpedaling and it turned to run down the field.
He was Halstead's leading receiver through the first 3 games. That's his first catch, though, here tonight. 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Here's Devine, now handing off a hard charging run off to the left-hand side. And that's going to net about 5 yards.
And so a great job there by Halstead as
it's Adler Davidson, his first carry.
Senior coming in to get 1 carry for the game as he now checks out.
8:43 left to play. 42-17, Southeast of Saline.
It's Adler Davidson's 3rd carry of the year.
Yes, sir. 2nd down and 6. And now a timeout is going to be called on the Halstead sideline by head coach Derek Reset. We'll take it as well. 8.5 minutes left to go here. Southeast leading 42-17 as you listen to it on KINA, presented by the Bank of Tesket.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawsalina.com.
Halstead High Band in front of us, playing loud and proud as they're rooting their Dragons on. Right now it's 42-17, Southeast of Saline, and our chance to remind you that every Friday night from 10 until 11 o'clock, it's the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show along the Kansas Information Network. You'll hear scores and game wraps from around the state of Kansas, all classes, all areas. That's a full hour, 10 until 11 o'clock every Friday night here on KINA. It's brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospital. 2nd down and 6 for Halstead. Rolling out, wanting to pass over the top. 2nd interception for Jake Gebhardt. He'll take it at the 44-yard line. That is pick number 2 for brother Jake.
Yeah, and I don't think Tucker Devine saw Jake right there. They kind of ran a clear out route and a wheel route behind it, and Jake read that one from the snap and was able just to stay home and kind of cherry pick that one.
Almost looked like his first one, didn't it, that he took away near the end zone?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
That's, dare we say, film study?
I mean, when your dad's the head coach, I'm sure you watch a lot of film.
Whether you want to or not.
Exactly.
So Southeast here will not only get the interception, but they will also have a good field position start here at the 44-yard line. Here's the fake to Friesen. Luke Gebhardt now rolling out, has a clean pocket, still searching, still looking. Now he's going to tuck and run. Has 5, has 10, has 15 before he steps out of bounds. May not have quite got that 15-yard mark as he was ran out of bounds at the 43. 13 yards.
Yeah, great read right there by Luke. You know, nobody open downfield, just tuck it and run. Final from the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Ellsworth 28, Hillsboro 0.
So the Ellsworth Bearcats moved to 4-0. We kind of thought that when we were in that stadium, even though Southeast beat them 71-0, 72-0 it was, that team was just filled full of sophomores. And those kids have paid their due. Now it's their time to shine. Here's Gebhardt. Speaking of shining, he's going off to the left-hand side, breaks a couple of tackles. Now he's going to be ran down and brought down at about the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 18 for Gebhardt, who is now well over 100 yards with 124.
Yeah, great job right there once again. The offensive line just creating a ton of momentum down the field on these run plays on both sides of the ball.
Gebhardt with an empty backfield now, has 5 wide receivers. He's going to run it again, and he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Good, solid tackle that time by middle linebacker. Looks like Aaron Caldwell, maybe?
And you go back to that last play where Gebhardt sprung free. When you got a guy like Wade Rutherford at 281 pounds that's leading the way, I would follow him all the way to pay dirt.
Gebhardt still with an empty backfield. He'll screen it out to Nate Friesen, and Friesen drops the football on the ground for an incomplete pass. Luke Gebhardt in the second half so far 2 of 5 throwing the football, and that incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down and 10 with 7:26 left to play. We are at 9 o'clock, and you are listening to KINA Salina, 910 AM, 107.5 FM. Also watching and listening, live stream video on Salina Post and HutchPost.com. Third down and 10. A long huddle this time for Southeast of Saline. Play clock down to 9. Friesen in the backfield directly behind Luke Gebhardt. They're going to fake it. Play action pass. Gebhardt sprints out to the left, finds Tucker Thaxton. Little shake and bake here at the 10, and then driven out of bounds after a gain of 15 yards. First down for Southeast of Saline.
And Tucker Thaxton just been running hard, great routes all night, wanting the football, and that time able to free enough room to get a first down as they're well inside the Can-Equip red zone now.
46 yards on 3 catches for the sophomore Tucker Thaxton in this game. 7:09 left to go. It's 1st and 10. Looks like Southeast of Saline can get a first down about a half a yard away from that orange stripe. That's called the goal line. Here's the end around. Cameron Woody, look out for his wheels. He's going to stretch it out to the right-hand sideline. He is going to reach. He is going to score. He breaks the plane. Cameron Woody gets a touchdown here on offense from 11 yards away. He is able to just kind of dip inside, Rush. You saw him take a peek there, and then he said, nope, I don't like that, and stretched it all the way out to the corner and was able to reach to the goal line as he's being tackled for a touchdown.
Yeah, just had one guy to beat kind of there on the edge and was able to outrun him enough. And being pulled down from about the nameplate, luckily that wasn't a horse collar on Halstead right there, as it looks like now they might bring on Wyatt Boyd to try an extra point.
It's kind of been the pattern so far. Wyatt Boyd this year, 2 out of 2 on extra point kicks. Snap coming back from Mac Chambers. The ball is up, and it is good. As Wyatt Boyd moves to 3-3 on the season, that was out of the hold of Daniel Kerr. Chambers to Kerr, Boyd kicks it through. 49-17 is our score. 6:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. Back with more Trojan football after this on KINA.
Back to school.
Hi, it's Sarah.
And Addison.
Back to school has arrived, and that means getting back into a regular routine of school events, parent-teacher conferences, homework, and more time inside. Merry Maids can help you get the house ready for a busy back-to-school season. Whether you want a heavy cleaning or just a touch-up, Merry Maids completes the service you want on your time schedule. Call Merry Maids in Salina and Abilene to schedule your house cleaning today.
Merry Maids, relax. It's done.
Find Merry Maids on Facebook or at merrymaids.com.
You're listening to Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
Southeast of Saline extends their lead 49-17, and tonight the Trojans have sprinkled 4 rushing touchdowns around the place. Nate Friesen has 2, Michael Murray has 1, now Cameron Whitty has 1 from 11 yards away, and the extra point by Wyatt Boyd has made it 49-17 with 6:53 left to play. Halstead's scheduled to get the ball back. You had an interesting score. We talked about Smoky Valley, the only team that Halstead has beat this year. They beat them in the opener in a shootout, 42-40. Smoky Valley hooked up with the Indians at Andale tonight, and that game was fairly close.
Yeah, it was 15-0 after 1. The latest update I can find. I'll continue to search around and try to find that score.
Might be 120-0 by now. Here is Halstead on another kick return, on an ankle tackle that time by Evan Watkins, preventing a big return by the Halstead Dragons. So Halstead comes out here. Tucker Devine has gone the whole way so far at quarterback, played pretty well. Derek Reset just kind of looking for one of these guys to step up. Both he and Braxton Creed has taken snaps at quarterback this year. Tucker Devine has had more work, but he said he's gone to Creed in moments where he thought he needed a spark. One's a junior, one's a sophomore. Creed is a sophomore, but Tucker Devine has played the whole way so far, and against one of the better defenses in the state, I think he's learning a lot tonight. I think he's going to be really good moving forward.
Yeah, it looked really good tonight.
Southeast of Saline's going to call a timeout here as they're not quite ready to go. We will step away once again. 49-17, Southeast of Saline Trojan football, presented by the Bank of Tesket.
Prairie Land Partners has made it easy for you to shop online. Choose your equipment, pick attachments, and even apply for financing, all at jdbuyonline.com. Whether you're looking for a John Deere riding lawnmower, compact utility tractor, utility vehicle, or compact construction equipment, Prairie Land Partners has what you need to get the job done. Get started shopping today at jdbuyonline.com.
Delivering the right solution. Prairie Land Partners.
You are listening to Southeast Trojan Football on KINA Sports.
2014, 15, and 16, if you will flashback in Trojan football history, Mitch Gebhardt brought really good football teams here. 7-2 each season, and each season they left 7-3, and their football season was over. That was back in the days where a lot of times the regular season opponents weren't up to par. Southeast of Saline were getting wins. They were blowing people out. But then when it came time for the playoffs, they just weren't prepared. And that has changed lately with the scheduling of people like Rock Creek and Clay Center and things of those nature. Here's a give to Skylar Gear, and he is going to get no yards on the play. Gear's 17th carry of the night. 92 yards so far.
A great job by Keller and Josiah Monday right there of plugging the hole and not allowing Gear to get any more yardage.
Caden Isaacson's back out there. Remember, we saw him down on the field getting stretched out. He's back out there with middle linebacker Mac Chambers in the middle of this Trojan defense. Here's the curl and the end around. This will be Millspaw. And Joey Millspaw, his first carry of the second half. No gain on the play. Now they're going to give him
They're going to give
3 yards. Wow.
Healthy 3 yards right there. What a great job to keep the feet going and get positive yardage that brings up 3rd and long once again for Halstead.
3rd down and 7. Football sitting on the 43-yard line for the Dragons. It's really the first hint of any kind of wind so far tonight. We weren't supposed to have that much wind, but it is blowing out of the north. At the back of the Halstead offense right now. Here's Devine, runs into his running back. That's going to throw his rhythm off a little bit, but then he is able to find same running back and get a completion to Joey Millspaw. just short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th down and 3.
Yeah, Wyatt Boyd with a great tackle right there, a first down saving tackle to keep him up short, got him just around the shoestrings and was enough.
Got a hurricane coming in here or what?
Yeah, I don't know. We went from no wind to now the wind's all of a sudden picking up. Flags are moving everywhere now.
KWCH app's letting me down. Said no wind. 4th down and 2. Maybe 3. We'll call it 3. 4th and 3 at the 47-yard line. And a timeout called by the Halstead Dragons. Derek Reset wants to talk about it. He's going to use his second here in the second half with 4:43 left to go. Big 4th down for the Dragons. Coming up when we come back here on KINA.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline football on KINA.
Want to remind you, Chiefs football coming up on Sunday. They will go to Indy, Lucas Oil Stadium. They will play the Indianapolis Colts. Pregame along the Chiefs radio network starts at 11 a.m. Kickoff at noon, Chiefs and Colts Sunday here on KINA. Southeast of Saline's defense out on the field awaiting the presence of the Dragons. Halstead trying to convert a 4th down and 3 at their own 47-yard line. Tight formation, one wide receiver. It's Braxton Creed out to the left-hand side. Now Owen Farmer goes in motion. The handoff is to Farmer. He's going to come through the line of scrimmage. He's going to be stood up right at the 50-yard line, but then surge ahead and get the first down as he loses his hat. It'll be a first down for the Dragons as they cross the midfield stripe on a gain of 4.
He had a great hard run right there by Farmer. Good job knowing where the sticks were at. His helmet popped off, so he will have to check out for one play, but and a great job right there of recognizing where the first down was at.
It's been a tough road tonight for Owen Farmer on the rushing game. 4 carries now, 3 yards after that 4-yard gain. But he has that kick return that he can relish in going down tonight for a touchdown. First down from the 48-yard line. Here is Adler right up the middle once again. Adler Davidson able to get 2. His first carry went for 5. 4 minutes left to go. 49-17, Southeast of Saline. It'll be a big contest. A couple of heavyweights, I think, here in the early season going at it next week on the campus of Southeast of Saline as we return home for the first time in 4 weeks. 3 straight road games.
We haven't been home since week 1.
Second down and 9 here for the Dragons. They're operating from the 47-yard line in Southeast of Saline territory. Devine wants to throw. It's off the shoulder pads of one of his intended receivers. And it will be incomplete and bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and a good read out there by Landon Allen, Wyatt Boyd out there, all of them kind of corralling around the football. Ball sailed a little high, a little behind him off the shoulder pad, but a great job in coverage as they were right there on top of him.
3rd down and 9 now for Halstead. An incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:34 left to go. You got to bet they're in a 2-down opportunity here to keep this drive alive. One wide receiver split to the left-hand side. Millspawn motion. They're going to pitch it to Adler Davidson, and Davidson trying to cut his way through this defense. He's going to make it to the 40-yard line, about the 39.5, and he is close to a first down but doesn't quite have it.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark it 4th down, so it would be 4th down, and this has got to be close to maybe the length of the football right here. So a big test right now for the Southeast defense to see if they can get off the field and get the ball back.
4th down and about 3 footballs here for Halstead. The football right now setting just inside of the 40-yard line. They go big again. One wide receiver out to the left-hand side. Skylar Gear, the only setback, and 2 wingbacks. They give it to Gear, and he is going to be taken down at point of attack by Josiah Monday. Holy cow, I don't know how Monday was able to get in there that quick. He had along with him Caden Isaacson in his sidecar, and that is a huge stand by the Southeast of Saline defense. They don't give it up.
Yeah, Josiah Monday decided it's warm enough to go swimming, and he just swum himself right over the center and did a great job of getting gear and holding him long enough, throwing him backwards to allow Isaacson to come in and finish him off. But a great job right there by number 50, Josiah Monday.
2:47 left to go now here in this fourth quarter. Southeast of Saline will take over at their own 40-yard line with a new drive. The Southeast offense has been challenged tonight. Now Daniel Kerr will come into the game. He'll fake it on the read option to freeze it, and there goes Kerr again, and he is going to break off 11 yards. This is what Dan's been doing all year. He comes in either early in the game or late in the game for Luke Gebhardt. We saw it early on in the third quarter against Rock Creek, but he just breaks off big old chunks of yards. He's a nice change of pace. When Luke Gebhardt is setting up one thing, all of a sudden you switch to Daniel Kerr, and he does something completely different.
Yeah, and just runs with a full head of steam, and a great job right there. Once again, credit the offensive line to allow him to get past the front line untouched and then running over the defender.
Expect Daniel to use all his play clock here. It's down to 5. He has Nate Friesen on his left hip. He'll fake it to Friesen. Now Daniel steps through, gets another 5 yards, and make it 6 yards. Daniel Kerr, 2 carries, 17 yards here on offense. We've seen him play some big hits tonight on defense.
Yeah, he's been itching, I think, to get the ball in his hands maybe to try to run some of these guys over is exactly what he's been doing on defense. But that one right there, Wade Rutherford, number 52, the left defensive tackle, or offensive, for Southeast, able to get to the second level and clear the linebacker out, and the linebacker made the tackle on Kerr on the ground.
Southeast has taken this all the way down to 90 seconds. Now they have the play clock down to 6. Snap back to Kerr. They go to Friesen. He angles off left-hand side, looking for a crease, steps behind Thaxton's block, and he's able to deliver it down inside of the 35-yard line. A good carry there by Nathan Friesen, and now that will put him over 100 yards for the night as he takes it to the 30 on a 15-yard gain.
And now that puts all of your backfield, your quarterback and your running back, over the century mark for this game. So a great job at balancing the running. I would have never thought it was that balanced because we saw Luke, it was like carry after carry, and then they went away from him, but pretty even tonight.
Yeah, it was Gebhardt heavy in the first half, Friesen heavy to start the second half. 49 seconds left to play. Kerr will take the snap, give it back to Friesen. He'll go right in the middle of the pile and break down to the 28-yard line on a gain of 2. Unofficially, 16 carries, 109 yards for Nathan Friesen. And Southeast of Saline will have to run one more play as there's about a 3-second discrepancy between play clock and game clock. Stick with us in postgame. We will have comments from head coach Mitch Gebhardt as Russ will go tap him on the shoulder and ask him kindly to come join us. We'll also have stats, gym of the game, brought to you by Vernon Jewelers. Here's a downed football by Daniel Kerr, and that'll do it. Southeast of Saline challenged at times, but they come out of Halstead with a 49-17 victory. And now the Southeast of Saline Trojans not only 4-0 on the season, they are still keeping that regular season win streak intact. It is the second longest win streak in Class 2A amongst Class 2A teams right now. But more importantly, in the grand scheme of things, Russ, they start district play at not only 1-0, but they also get the maximum amount of points that you can get. They are sitting right now at the top of the district.
Yeah, and I think if you come in and you get a lead like this, knowing this is a first game in district play, you want to get the max amount of points to try to keep as much separation as you can, knowing that you're going into a test coming back home next week.
49-17 is our final score. Postgame begins now. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. We'll be back and put a cap on this one. 49-17, the Trojans over the Halstead Dragons, as you heard it right here on KINA.